League's malarkey going on in the background. Rotherham United could be hosting Man City next year.
I just think for Arsenal to keep up for the second half of the season what they've been doing in the first half is going to be
Everton the other day.
Some task. Yeah, exactly. Like
that Everton team won.
The wheels might be off now, Tara.
Absolutely gone. You lose one and then you lose momentum. So it looks like we've got seat 3 coming in. Gary's gone for a top up because he's left chips at the table.
Yeah, I think Gary's in for. He pulled up 5 then. I think he had 2 original. I think he's in for 7 now.
Is that it? Has Gary gone? I thought Gary had left chips at the table, but it looks like they're all in front of seat 5 now.
Yes, that's just Chris only been at the table like half hour, but already the biggest winner now after that one pot. 4-bet the 7 deuce, got the dream turn. And it's just unfortunate for Gary, nothing we can do.
What's the initial of your surname, Chris? G. G. What's your name? Sorry, can I just get the initial of your surname as well? So you're set with the side bet and everything? Have you put 25 in?
Well, I haven't.
Yeah, it was 25. Yeah, 8 Yeah. You have to start, yeah. Alright.
So LJ, who's been fairly quiet. Did see him win one decent sized pot, but been fairly snug so far this session. Has a hand to open here, ace queen, raises to 75. Pans in with the king 6 off. Continues his loose approach even after winning that monster pot versus Mitch. Midi with the jacks here, and going to be free betting here. And this is such a lovely feeling when you're playing this button game tower and you actually pick up a legitimate hand in the small blind, because no one really gives you credit for it, especially someone like Midi who's already been showing that he's happy to put lots of chips in from the small blind regardless of holding. So if I'm LJ here, I'm just going to be 4-bet sending this. Well, we've still got Pan behind us, 6k effective, but I'm probably happy to 4-bet, get this in versus Midi. Well, he's just going to send it, makes the assumption that Pan's never got a strong hand, which I think is fair enough. I don't think Pan looks like the type to flat some aces, kings, queens. So just to send it in, Midi makes the call with the jacks. And once more, another 4.5k pot. 3 big pots on the trot, and this one holding for Midi so far. Oh, not on that turn, it's not.
It's a club's turn.
So LJ finds it, and
there goes check.
only one time. Oh no, they are going twice. They are going twice. So first one.
Pull them down, Louis. Pull them down. Here they go.
Of LJ.
Jacks for a minute. Got unlucky on the turn. He's been quite unlucky this session so far, has Minute?
He has. Well, he's going to do well to lose this one. Going to do very well. Don't want to see. There we go. That will do it. Did have some running broadways and running wheel, but 6 on the turn locks it up, and they are going to chop the pot. It looks like Pan's leaving us, Tower.
What?
He's gone.
No way.
He's won the big pot and he's
No way.
he's played a couple of hands. He's out of here.
Oh, I'm not having that. Ride him off the list, ladies and gentlemen. Ride him off the list. Not having that. He can't do a runner. Exactly where you're going, says seat 7. You've won 2 hands. I've got to go. Hey. Mitch does not look happy.
Pan's gone off the boil.
Yeah.
Limps in with the Queen 3 off.
Yeah. And off he goes.
Yeah, out of here. So going to be a seat open. This game's been quite fun with Pan involved.
It has.
It'd be a shame to lose him.
It is going to be a seat opening, seat number 1 shortly. And I'm not being funny, but if he stays to play the small blind and then stands up, he's definitely not coming back. 100%, if he plays the small blind to try and win the small blind game and then stands up after that hand, I'm writing him off the list.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
Lost another in the mini. Nigel Ung out in 7th. £3,040 for 7th.
I normally get away with that. I didn't realise it, man. Might have to revote.
Yeah, that's a mistake there from Mark Tower. That's a big mistake. Like, we're in the small blind, it's folded to us. Like, there's over £200 on the button there. We've literally got to call £15, £20. We're in the 5. Like, we have to continue there as Mark via entire range, just because what's on the button, or even just raise it up, make it 4x, try and pick up what's on the button, give ourselves a really decent price to take it down. Maybe he just forgot that he was in the small and what was on the button, but Mark there has to be continuing from the small blind with the money that's on the button. Maybe it was just a mistake and he didn't realise it, but that's just a mandatory continue there with this side game in play.
Yeah. A small blind side game. All the money goes on the button of £25 off every player. And if you're in the small blind and win the hand, then you take the bonus.
Yeah. He might just have forgot. I've been there before playing that side game in cash games, and sometimes you're just in a word of your own and you forget that you need to be involved in the pot because of the money on the button.
Yeah.
Might have just been that.
2-1. Rashford scored, says Ash. I nearly said back United, or lay Leeds when it was 2-0. That's when United are dangerous.
Chris makes it 75. Yeah, Mitch not going to go anywhere with the freeze, he's going to defend.
Ace high flop, ace jack 4.
it's a complete whiff for everyone here. Freezer Mitch actually still out in front. However, Chris was the aggressor, but not much going on from him here. Not going to decide to c-bet this one multi-weight. Just giving up on the hand. And 2 of hearts on the turn. Well, he's going to go for the delayed c-bet once flops check through. And that's good enough to get the job done. So once checked through twice, just assuming that neither player's got much and fires, gets it through.
So the button, it is seat 9.
Do you think he's going to leave after this hand?
I am. If he leaves after this hand, he's on the ban list. Because he's cashing out and he's waiting until the bonus hand and then he's leaving, and he shouldn't be cashing out after winning 2 pots and doing 1. That's in my eyes. Nobody else's eyes, just mine. But if he stands up straight away after this hand, I'll not be happy. In fact, we'll be flying for frying pan. Come, we'll be frying. Tell you, we'll be going for him. I'll get you to run out, try and catch him.
What? Yeah.
The small blind game with the extra bonus. If you win a hand in the small blind, you win all the money on the button.
There he goes after it on the button. There we go. Just raises it up, takes the button money.
If he leaves now, I'm telling you, I'm running out and I'm off after him. If he stands up and leaves now, there's going to be trouble at mill.
Surely he's got.
Oh! No, I'm not having it. I am not having it. There is no way you're standing up after winning that. I knew exactly what he was doing. Get him on the list. Get him off. I'm not coming again. Get him out. Get red card. Where is it? Red card.
He's gone. He's gone.
That's it. I'm done. I'm out of here.
Oh God. He's off. Tower called it, waited for the small line, ended up winning it. Out you go. Want to hit and run, Tower?
I've gone. You're on your own.
They call that a pan and ran where he's from.
That is embarrassing. Seed 1 open. Hey dear. We're on 6 in the mini. We're on We're on 5.
5.
Who's gone now? Oh, GDPR. We can't even tell him his name. GDPR gone. So we're down to 5. Kellett's still in.
Oh, Marion's still in as well. That's Jess's other half.
Who is?
Marion. That's Jess Pilkington's other half, I
All
believe.
right.
Still in.
In seat 8.
Yep, next to Kellett.
Nice one. Formidable team, those two. We hope there's no tag team events coming up soon.
Mitch in the small with the King 4 raises the 1-2-5, and Chris G going to call with the Jack 10 suited. Know that Mitch going to be wide here than normal circumstance with the button game in play. Ace Jack 10 flopping bottom 2 pair here. Mitch going to continue with his gut shot. If I'm Chris here, I'm probably happy to just play flat, simply because of the dynamic we've already spoke about pre. Mitch can be very wide in this spot, and it's a board that he may be happy to fire some barrels on. And we don't know the turn, but that is an incoming second barrel. No, they're the fivers, Ben. There's someone's put on fivers for their 25. They put 525s. It's just it's a new button. I know they look like the hundreds slightly with the lighting, but just the fivers on there. I can assure you nothing was left on the button.
The camera's seen. There's too many bad rivers in my hand.
So after someone wins it 50 caliber, everyone will then throw £25 into the middle. The dealer will grab them all and put them on the button. So we've been 8-handed for most of it. We're 7-handed now, so 7-handed situation is always going to be 175 minimum on the button to win.
Nice flop for Midi. Still behind. Still behind.
Play online, don't we? I was playing one team Hello Party.
GUKPT, he has 52%, so in front, but needs to hit. He's got a pair and the flush draw, the nut flush draw. Ash comes in to tell us it's 2-2. Oh, I said late leads when it was 2-0.
Yeah, they just said it takes 72 hours for an investigation, because I was drawing the hand. So, yeah, I just want to either 1,060% standard. And they confiscate all the... No, because my whole standard...
Cheers, Mark. Mark Pinnington watching on Facebook. Hope you're well, Mark. 2-2, Man United. 2 leads 2. Jack of clubs, Midi missing. Needs to hit a 2, an ace, or a spade.
I don't know how they work. I probably should get to back.
Midi bets 800. And they're in from Mark. He says, yeah, a call. Midi is running not very well. And it completely misses. Well, run it twice, so the Queen wins the first one. The Queen wins the first one for Mark. Oh, are they running it once or running it twice? And does it again. So Midi scooped by Mark. Another.
Who we lost?
Lost another in the mini. Josh Bruce for £6,150. We're down to 4 in the mini. Man United 2, Leeds United 2. I did say lay Leeds at 1.2. I did say it. When they were 2-0 up, I did say lay Leeds.
Yeah, Midi's on the beers, Ben. I've seen him on the beers.
Yes.
Midi's on the beers. I think Jamie's on the beers. I think that's it though. So King Deuce of Hearts here. Chris raises on the button and Chris E calls the ace-4 in the small. What would be a mandatory fold usually. Changes with the button. Money in play. I might even 3-bet this one. Just the ace, offsuit ace here in the small. Chooses to just flat. End up going 4-way. Ace high actually still the best hand here. Ace 4 higher Chris out in front still. But Jamie going to take the initiative here with his gutter ball, firing for near pot size. That should be the end of the hand. And Chris not calling with his second nut flush draw, facing the large sizing. Might have called once with position. How long's the Man U game got left? Was that 8 o'clock kick-off tower? I'd take it. So still time for...
Still time. Still time to win 4-2. Tell you, they could end up winning the league. You wouldn't have it.
I wouldn't have it.
You wouldn't have it. They'll be second in the league if they win tonight. City aren't going to trouble Arsenal. It's only Man United. Telling you.
You want a friendly bet? Even money. I'll have City. You have Man U.
Look, I've already took 20 quid off you already this year because Tottenham are rubbish. Don't worry about that. Don't want to take any more off you.
So Midi just ripping it in here for 2.4k in the hunt for what looks about £350 on the bun. 1, 2, probably less actually. 275 I reckon's on that.
He's had a bad time of it. There's Midi. He wants to get a bit back. "14 minutes left," says Ash, for Man United to get a winner. Plenty of time. Chips, please.
Chips! 25 on this one as well.
Are you watching the game?
I wasn't going to
Yeah, I said. We're still 1-0 at half time.
I don't know if it's the internet here or...
Jamie in the small, making it 75, and Mark here 8-6 of hearts. Just going to let it go in the big blind, and easy small blind to win there for Jamie. Just raise and take. Happy with that one. Just currently 6-handed. As Chris G has gone for a walk.
That was one of the best hitters I've done for a while.
Antonis, how many players in the mini? There are 4 players left in the mini. They had 3 hours and 4 minutes, 9-handed. They went to the final table at 10-6, and at 5-9, we lost one. So they've gone from 9 down to 4. 4 players that are left. King Han Man, Antonis Onofrio, Marianne Dumitrash, and Rich Kellit. And Antonius is chip leader, I do believe.
There's Midi here making it 75 with the ace-king. And Chris happy to defend the queen-9 in the straddle. Just check that fold.
I don't know how many chips in front he is. That was the last time we got some chip counts. We'll try and get an update very soon.
Jamie 6-5 suited, raises to 75 from the gun. We are 6-handed, so happy to open this one. Midi defending into straddle with the ace.
Yeah. No live stream for the mini. It's on the left hand side if you can see it, but the cash game takes precedence on a Wednesday. We will update you when we can. Onto this. Ace of Hearts turn. The 7 of Hearts river. Midi with the check mark. Tables the 8s. Small pot for midi. So no, there's no live stream for the mini final, but we will be giving you updates as players get eliminated. Ten 10-4 flop. A 9-2-5. Oh, 95. Chris. 3 of clubs turn.
Just shut down now for Chris once Jamie calls on 10-10-4 rainbow. 4x not fold into a second barrel, 10x definitely not fold into a second barrel. I guess we can fold out some floats, perhaps against a small size, but just to give up here from Chris. You get a couple of players in, I think, Tower.
Yeah, we do.
We are currently 7-handed. I know only 5 are sat there, but trap 8 and 9.
Yeah. We do normally play 8-handed, to be fair. So if there is, Warbs is still in the.
Yeah, there's definitely
roll.
A few in the high roller that would jump on when that finishes.
I'm the only whale.
King Queen suited for Mitch, making it 75. A midi here in the small blind. Ace 5 suited here. Just chooses to call. Still expect Midi to take one off here, this deep with Mitch here with the ace 5 of clubs. They're going to choose the aggressive approach, goes for the check raise and makes it 400. 4x the C bet of Mitch. Does have 2 overs, backdoor club draw here. Mitch is going to float. Maybe just thinking that Midi's not going to be raising too much 6x, maybe thinks he's just going to be flatting a lot of those, maybe thinking that going to have some bluffs, some 3x in here, 3x for protection, that potentially we can bluff out on a later street. Midi does go for the second barrel, and Mitch out the way with the second best hand.
So a full week in Manchester, 759 runners in the mini, 110 today in the turbo. The mini is down to the final 4.
Chris going to open the 7-5 of clubs. Chris G from under the gun. Mitch in the straddle. Defends the 7-9 suited.
One happens, 99-10 flop for the 9-7.
Middle pair up and down for Mitch. Just up and down here for Chris. Chris is going to continue this one. Bottom of his range, still with equity to make the best hand. 4 spades on the turn. Still just with 7 high here. It looks like he's going to fire the second barrel here, Chris. And Mitch going to let it go with the 9-7. Surprised, thought he might take one off there. Didn't actually catch the sizing of Chris, but thought Mitch might take one off there as second pair up and down straight draw.
Manchester cash game. Tomorrow we will be streaming from 2:30. The high roller day 2 is when we'll be restarting. There's 4 left in the mini, Bov, and Kellett's still in. Oh, looking down at the. See, I'm looking down, thinking, where's Pam? High roller day 2 starting at 2:30. That's when we're on. So we finish today's live stream at 2 in the morning, and then we're back tomorrow at 2:30, and then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's all about the main event, but plenty going on. We'll keep you updated regarding the mini as well. There's 4 players left. Kelly's still in. I'll try and get a chip count when I nip out for a cup of tea, which will be in about 10 minutes.
Battle of the Ace Kings here. So this is 3 blind coup, small blind versus big versus straddle. We open the small. And Mitch 3-betting here in the big blind. I'm just always 4-betting this spot out of position. With the ace king, especially with the money on the button here, probably happy to make it around 1k. Somewhere around that remit, what I'd like to see from LJ. Does make it 1k. And back over to Mitch here. And the thing is, we've got this dynamic set up here with the money on the button, and may become a bit of LJ may think that I'm going after him because he's in the small, so maybe he's putting in a light 4-bet. However, I mentioned it earlier, and LJ seems to play very snug and solid, hasn't really got out of line at all from what I can remember the past 3 hours, and that may go through Mitch's mind. However, ace king here, 3 blind coup. I think this is just going to be all in from Mitch here. I've got no room to 5-bet. If we have to 5-bet, it has to be a jam. And because we are small blind versus big blind, I think that's going to be the only thing we see here. There's the jam from Mitch. I'm guessing LJ's calling. Doubt we're deciding to 4-bet fold this one. It's important to make these decisions Prior to your original raise, what happens if our opponent comes back over the top? Always think it's best to make the decision before it actually happens, rather than getting yourself in a bit of a quandary like this, as LJ is in with the ace king.
Call and chop it up.
We
Call and chop it up.
And this is such a good feeling from Mitch's perspective as well. Once we fade the snap and we get the tank, like, we don't mind anything now. We know that aces and kings are already in the pot, so we don't mind the call, we don't mind the fold. It's just nice once we fade that sort of 2 seconds before the opponent calls. I'd be surprised if he let it go out.
Yeah. I think he should always be calling.
Body language really looks like a fold though, Tower. It looks like someone that doesn't want to put his money in.
Well, I've been told the all-in's 5,075.
Oh,
That's a lot of difference.
yeah, that does make a difference. Let's see if we can get a actual count.
Yeah. He should have changed his stack then.
It's probably the extra 2k that he got from Pan, because he gave Pan 2 packets of 1ks, didn't he? And
Right,
Pan
okay.
gave him 2 1k chips,
Yeah.
so maybe that's where our action tracker didn't catch that,
Yeah.
and why Mitch's stack is out by 2k. But the thing is, this is small blind versus big blind. It's folded round to us as LJ. The button game's on. There's that dynamic in question as well. Mitch knows that we're supposed to be lighter here because the button game's on. Maybe thinks
What was he checking?
Mitch could
Get
be
off
out
your
of it.
phone while you're in hand.
He might be going to...
Yes,
there
go,
we
he says.
There's the call. There's the call. And they're going to go twice.
They're doing it twice. Let's go. Chop it up. Chop it up. Chop it up. Chop it up. We don't want none of that funny business. Let's chop it up. And after this hand, I'll go and see how many's left in the minute and what the chip counts are.
Slight sweat.
Yeah.
On the
Ace of
first run.
spades.
Little 4% job. 1 in 25 times will get there.
Oh, here it goes.
Not like this, surely.
No. He says.
So that's the first run.
Yeah.
It's a good run for LJ. No,
It
only
is. How many spades left in the day?
Only 1 club and 1 diamond gone as well, so there is a diamond. And that is going to be a chop.
Yep,
so
chop it up.
We will chop this up.
We will chop it up. Let's have a quick butcher. We're down to 3 in the mini. As Kin Man has been eliminated. We're down to 3. He got £9,900. We're down to 3. Antonius is still in. Marion is still in. And Rich Kelly. Let's go see what the stacks are like, ladies and gentlemen. Back in 2 with a cup of tea.
Yes, Shane, Trev is here. He's in the high roller currently. Not too sure how he's getting on. We are locked away in the back room. You get a prize if you can find us if you're in Manchester, where me and Tower are hiding to do the commentary from over the next 5 days. But no idea what's going on in the room. And Tower is going to get some chip counts from the mini main final 3. So 50 straddles on, so LJ making it 200 hit from the button. And Chris just going to let the 10-9 suited go.
What's happened? It's like you're off the sauce.
You can see the room is booming. That's the turbo that's going on in the background. The minis where that rail is, the FT just on the left of your screens, and then the high rollers in the other half of the room. Good turnout for that. Over 60 entries so far, and a lot of people like to buy in for day 2 for that one.
Yeah, I get it.
The rules are a little bit different here.
Oh no, Chris, all good, mate. All good. Been in Manchester since Saturday. Start work today. Streaming for 5 days. As Mickey makes it 150 in the cut-off with the ace queen. Mickey comes to the table. Getting straight involved, and just going to be raise and take for him off the bat.
I drove down there on Sunday to play. Then he made the final tournament.
Here he is, T-Boy.
T-Boy is here.
Who's got the chip lead, Tower?
That I didn't see, so I went for the T first. So I was just doing
One job. We sent him out for one job.
One job. I have done 2 jobs.
Looking forward to playing some golf this year as well, Kemba. Going to try and play a bit more golf this year. Didn't get to play much last year. Game's slowed down a little since we lost Han about 40 minutes ago. Decided to get up after winning a decent sized pot. Was creating a lot of action at the table. It's got slightly tougher since then. Don't know too much about Mickey, who's just taking his seat in seat 1. Chris in the cut-off, going to open 6-4 suited, and Chris E here with the ace-10. 3 bet into 200. And expect that to be handover. There we go. Don't forget, guys, as well, I'm sure most of you have heard already, but we have got £3,500 to give away this weekend. Giveaway is going to start off tomorrow during the high roller. We'll be giving away a £1,500 UK Poker Open seat on Sunday. And then just
Monday, Tuesday, happy days.
throughout the weekend, plenty
Wednesday,
to give
Thursday,
away.
happy days. Guess who's chip leader with 3 left?
Kelly,
No.
Marion,
No.
other person in it,
Antonius.
Antonius. There
He's
we
got
go.
3 mil. Kelly's got 2.2, and
Marion.
has got 1.8.
Okay.
So there we go.
Yeah, Chris, I'll definitely get out this year. I'll come and play. I actually went round the front 9 in Birmingham and 29 shots the other day.
What?
Yeah, it was the crazy treetop adventure golf, but that doesn't matter.
Oh, love it. You gotta love it.
I'm sure we'll get our first ever round in this year at some point. It has to happen, doesn't
It
it?
has to.
So Midi here, going after Mitch, this time with the 7 deuce on the button. And Mitch with top pair here. Tango's check, check, king of diamonds on the river. And check, check. Queen 9, good for Mitch.
You played the Belfry?
I haven't played the Belfry, no. I haven't played no golf.
The national course is double hard. Double hard. Like, very narrow. It's a championship course. The rough is 3.5 foot long. It's hard. The Derby's easier.
Not very well, but yeah, I like around here and there. Yeah. That's what we said. Well, we was meant to do it in Edinburgh last year. I was out in the free ball.
It was raining.
It was a bit cold.
Started to rain.
A little bit cold out
when
there.
when Tower hit the flag on the par 3 and it nearly went in. Oh, that'd have been a story. Oh, we're just nipping it. Catch you later, Mr. Move. See you later.
See you later.
Evening, Mr. Whitmore. Mad as a wasp. How are we doing?
How are you doing, Rich?
I'm Richie, 1972. Richie Whitmore. In fact, last time I played at the Belfry was the Derby course, and I won the longest drive on the 18th.
Really?
Yeah.
304.
No, 296.
Oh, I went far out, was I?
296.
What's your longest drive, Tower? Do you know?
The longest drive ever?
Yeah.
About 330.
330.
But that was like, it was summer. No, yeah. A proper one with knock conditions where it's going to run forever. 330. But that was just a one-off because the connection and the timing was just like, where did that come from?
Yeah.
You know when you hit it and you just know it's going for
Yeah.
miles. Aye. Richard's on his way to Blackpool. I hope you've booked into the CAF Cup as well on the 18th. But yeah, I'm not a massive hitter, but I can hit a ball. It's great when it goes straight down the middle and just rolls for a little bit. It's lovely. CAF Cup 18th of March. £60 initially, £40 add-on if you want it. Starts at, I thought it started at 12. It says on the social it starts at 1, so I need to check that tomorrow. I shall send messages out to Rick Gilby, who is one of the main organisers of the CAF Cup, to find out exactly when it starts. Wednesday to Sunday. Well, should see you for the main event and everything that goes on. It'll be another busy one, that's for sure.
And Jamie just flopping Mitch dead here. Flops the nuts, top sound, 7-4 deuce rainbow in a 3-bet coup. Things you love to see, and good to see him just flat and hit. No need to raise, just want to keep some hands in a Mitch, some overcast to potentially turn top pair, and we're still going to get the money from over pairs. So good to just see the flat there from Jamie. Jack of clubs on the turn. Looks like Mitch lining up the second barrel here. This pot brewing tower. Goes for 9 into 1.3. Just under 3/4 pot, around 70%, closer to 2/3. Now Jamie, I think we're still happy to just flat here tower. We call SPR going to be 3.1, effective stack 2.6, so still going to be working with a healthy river jam with position. There is the call from Jamie. Like the decision not to fast play this one with stacks in question. We can still go for the lot on rivers. And a 2 of hearts on the river. And we know Mitch is capable of unloading tower. And is he going to go for it here with the king queen? Try and rep an over pair of sorts. That goes for 1600, and Jamie just loves to see this. And Mitch only left himself a grand back, so going to be all in. And then just the fold, obviously, from Mitch with king high. Like, because Mitch is still going to have queens, kings, aces. They're all happy to go for 3 streets here. Even maybe a hand like ace jack. I think I'd be happy to go for 3 streets with ace jack here on this given board. So just going to be a jam here for Jamie with the 7s. Yep, quick check. Yeah, mate, you got a boat.
And he's going to say I'm all in. And there we snap fold from Mitch. Yep, there you go. Can't show the bluff. We're heads up in the mini. Rich Kellett is out in third for 15,820, and that must mean if there was only one hand, Antonius will have all the chips.
All the chips, yeah.
All the chips, because he had Richard covered, and Manion didn't. So that could be a huge chip lead for Antonius. In the mini main, they are heads up.
So Jamie makes it 175 because the 50 straddles on. And Chris here, easy defending the straddle, 7-8 of hearts. Jamie coming along. Heads up to the flop.
Ace 10-5.
Yeah, just going to be Jamie's hand here. Ace 10-5 rainbow. Going to have plenty of bets on this one versus straddle. Regardless of hand, in terms of range, going to be firing this board. Just has to get out of the way there as Chris.
Yeah, at the minute we're down to 2.
Jamie Grant's feeling it. What is it? Line race?
That is a straddle.
Playing the rush. Jamie Grant.
Chip stack, well, when I went to check, he had 3.2 million chips to Rich Kelly's 2.2 and 1.9 from Marion. But 2 hands later, Rich Kelly was out. Now, I'm not sure if Antonius had all the chips, but if he did, he'll have a massive chip lead. So we'll keep you updated. But at this moment in time, there are 2 players left in the minute.
How many did the high roller get, Tower?
The high roller got 60. 71.
71. That could probably get up to 90 with tomorrow as well.
Yeah. 38 players left in. Could be 20 buy-ins tomorrow for the high roller. We'll be streaming the high roller tomorrow from 2:30 when the boys come in.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, I agree.
I just couldn't, I never put you on that. I was like,
I was checking down with the roll, wasn't I?
well, I didn't know that. It's like you either bet a turn or like the flop. Like, I turn it mine.
So cash game going on until 2 a.m. Plenty going on in Manchester tomorrow. That is, we'll be back 2 o'clock in the club, 2:30 on the stream. 40-minute clock for the high roller. Day 2 down to a champion sometime tomorrow. 38 left in at the minute. There could be 20 buy-ins tomorrow. There could be over 50 coming back for the start of day 2 of the high roller. And then Friday, Saturday and Sunday we'll be concentrating on the main event to crown a champion here in Manchester. And there's plenty to give away. Over £3,500. It should be £3,500.
Over.
It'll be
over. Trust me, it's over. There's going to be a lot of regarding the online tokens we've got to give away. They're going to be a lot of £30 satellites into UK Open and a lot of £110 satellite seats into UK Open, because that's coming up as our next event. I know we usually give away the closer seats, but Tom has let me know that we want to be giving away plenty of satellite seats for the UK Open in Coventry. It'd be great to get some of our viewers down there in 3 weeks' time. 10 days of streaming from us. 2 Goliaths basically this year for us, Tower.
Absolutely. I've got to save up. I'm playing a World Series event this year. Well, I've got to get there first.
Yeah.
That's the hardest thing. I've got to get there first. But there's a $300 bracelet event. You could have 10 bullets.
Yeah.
You probably will.
Probably would, yeah.
I don't know why we can't see Jamie's cards. They have been missing a few times this session, and they're in the box every single hand. So I have to keep his eye on that.
6 is going to take this one.
Big trap.
I was watching the rugby the other day,
Yep.
and I don't watch rugby, I must admit, but
I
it was
don't watch
it was a Calcutta Cup, which is England versus Scotland. Scotland's man of the match was this great big brick house. It was massive.
Yeah.
His name was something like Eddie van der Werman Mandermeer. Proper Scottish name, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was enormous. I don't know much about rugby, I must admit, but where does he come from? He has to be Dutch or South African or something like that, with a name like that. It was a proper name, like proper name like that. But anyway, he got the man of the match because I managed to watch it, and he was good. But he's proper not Scottish. He's proper not Scottish. So if anybody can help me out, whoever was the man of the match in the Calcutta Cup last week, where's he from?
Never really got into the rugby. Saying that, the old dear loves it. She's Irish, the mother. So I'm
number one
you
team
probably
in the
don't know
world.
that about me. I'm half Irish. I'm half English, half Irish. But
Number one team in the
yeah,
world.
but she's a big rugby fan. The old dear, she always likes watching Ireland.
Yeah, they are ranked number one. He's never from Scotland. Not a chance. No, where's it? No way. I'm not having that. 100% born and bred Scottish. What's he called? Yeah,
He was born in Scotland.
Yeah, there you go. Local lad from Glasgow. There you go. He was, I'm telling you, he was a cut above everybody on that field. He was unbelievable.
What is he? Big guy, I take it.
Yeah, and they just passed him the ball and he just bulldozed everybody down. You remember that Jonah Lomu fella? It reminded me of him.
£6'4", 231 pounds, and built like that. That's.
I'm not being funny. You could tell he was going to be the man of the match.
Yeah.
Massive he was, and still is. You're not wrong, Jerry. He is a monster. So we'll heads up in the minute, give you a rundown of the final two and where they finish. I don't know if they're going to chop it or do the deal, or we'll let you know as soon as we get any information. But there are two left in the minute. They played 9-handed for 3 hours in the minute.
Knights and hearts for Chris, raises to 60. Chris B going to call in the cut off of the 5s. Jamie's in the small blind with a suited hand with the money that's on the button. And LJ going to have an easy defend here in the straddle. So going to have 4-way action to the flop. Not much for anyone here. Likely to check through. 2 diamonds on the turn. Let's bring him free to a flush. Chris B, the only player with a diamond in his hand, does actually have the best of it now. as well. And Jamie going to take the initiative here. Goes for 130% on the turn here with just 8 high. Nothing else going for him here. Just going after the button money after it checks through on the flop. Big sizing choice. It does get the job done. Takes it with just the 8 high. Nicely done, sir. Picks up the money on the button. What's your thinking, Jay, with the call with the 8-3 suited in the small blind? Perfectly fine, Jerry. Simply because the money on the button, I think there was between £300 and £400 on the button there, so we're actually calling £50 to win. It's like 10 to 1 on our money. We're getting there from the small with the side bet in action, so we're going to be peeling so wide in the small blind. We're also going to be free betting a lot wider as well, just because of the additional bonus we get the times that we win the pot from the small. Like, you will see a lot of that this session, a lot of wide pills in the small blind. We've already seen it, and it's simply people just aware of the fact that they do need to pill slightly wider, play slightly wider ranges, have some lighter free bets, because the additional bonus they pick up the times that the pot goes their way. Like, if this was just a normal 5, 10, 25 game, it'd be completely different. We wouldn't really have many flats in the small blind. We're just going to play free bet or fold. Don't really want to be calling too often in the small in a cash game. Like versus LP and MP, I'm probably not going to have any flats unless there's some sort of reason with like a player in the big blind that I want to get involved as well. But more often than not, I'm just going to be playing free bet from the small in a cash game. Like, there are some scenarios against certain opponents where I may choose to flat their open against the tighter opponents that aren't opening much, and then may proceed with a flat on that occasion. But more often than not, just going to be free betting from the small. But because of the dynamic of the button game, completely different scenario. Strategy does change. Six of spades on the river, so just 4 high here for Mitch. And turns check through. Might be happy to stab this one with the bottom of the range. Never going to win at showdown. Try and just fold out some king highs, queen highs, jack highs, maybe even some. That 9x is going to fold, but does just choose to check. Now Chris is going to take the initiative.
Still heads up in the mini. Give you the winner when we get it. But we are heads up in the mini main. A long, long day for the mini. Well, saying that, there were 11 started, and it was 9-handed for 3 hours.
It's 2 each. 75.
We're not playing around that.
In through the window, watching on Twitch. Have to go. Thanks for the stream, guys. Hope to see you over the weekend. In through the window. Don't forget, we have £3,500 worth of giveaways this weekend, all aiming at the 1 million guaranteed UK Poker Open in Coventry. Hope to see you during the week and the weekend as we're streaming £3,500 to give away. Absolutely. And one person will be winning a direct buy-in to the UK Poker Open worth £1,500. Queen 10-9 flop. Whiffs both Chris G and Jamie. Ashmars says, what's the money on the button and who wins it? The money on the button is £25 from each player, but it's a small blind that can only win it. So it's a small blind button game. And all the money goes on the button, basically just to keep it all nice and tidy. But if you're in the small blind and you win the hand, you get the money. What's on the button? Makes it interesting. Makes a small blind play a lot more hands.
Chips.
The mini Mr. Paul Trotter is down to 2. Antonius Ono Freeout and Marianne Dumitrash are the 2 players left in. Third was Rich Kelly. Fourth was Kinman. Josh Bruce was in 5th. GDPR 6. Nigel Ung in 7th. Michal Cezal in 8th. And Yuzhao Yin in 9th. But we're heads up in the mini. Any news, we'll bring it to you. Ace plays, says Minnie. So it can be millions. Yeah, if you don't win on the small blind, it just carries on. Have there been any big hands? I'll be watching for 10 minutes or so. When we're on until 2 AM. We had a guy in Scene 1 called Pan who won 2 big pots and then did a runner. Yeah, Mitch did it in with bluffing with King Queen. And then he had a flush over flush against C1.
That's the best thing. You just need to leave the table and say you're going to be a friend.
Jamie Lee wasn't in the table too long today. Mitch raising to 150. Chris makes it 425. Here's 7 out of the way.
I'll be getting some back here.
No way is Terry Jordan back. No way. TJ's back in the mix. Minimum pull-ups 1,000. Can't see the ace 4 calling. Chris will get out of the way, I'm pretty sure. TJ comes to sit back down. I don't know if he's in a break during the high roller, but we'll certainly find out. Eventually the ace 4 does get out of the way. Chips feature, chips feature. UK Poker Open is on its way, and there it is. And this weekend we have a direct buy-in to give away. We also have 10 £150 satellite tickets, as you can see up there. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all satellite days. We start streaming on the Friday, and we'll be doing cash on the Friday, and then the schedule will get stick out on social. It looks like the ladies on the Saturday, Mystery Bounty Day 2 on the Sunday, and then obviously the Wednesday UK Poker Open. We've got the high roller going on as well, so there's plenty of chances for us to stream different events. Probably do the UK Poker Open high roller on day 2 on the Thursday. Probably do that. So we'll play that to a finish, but there's plenty going on, and there's plenty of ways to satellite, and don't forget there's over, I think it's something like 170 seats online still to play for. So plenty of ways to get into the massive event in Coventry. No, the winners don't pay the extra £15. The club will do it. So you get £150 token, and then you'll get put into a satellite, because it's a live satellite, and if you don't use it, you don't get it transferred anywhere else. Still heads up in the minute. Minnie says I'm all in with the 2s. Whack, 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 whack. Set of 2s for Midi, top pair, flush draw. Terry is never ever folding. Not ever. How many times would you like to run it, he's going to say. Back round to Mickey. C1. And he's in as well. Oh, he wants to go once. He wants to go once. Terry wants to go once. Oh, the 10. So the 2's still good. The 2's are good. Not sure what the other hand is. But Minnie's pushing them. Oh, what's happened there? Nope. Seat 1 folds. Didn't see the hand, but seat 1 folds. So Minnie trebles up. Terry's just played one hand and disappeared yet again during the break in the high roller. Minnie gets a full double up. So that's 5, that's 2,000. So a full double. So there we go, Midi gets nearly all of it back. Set of 2s on the flop and holds against flush draws and pairs and all sorts going on. So Midi get the extras very shortly, but Midi builds his stack up nicely. Did you check the eye roller, the Mini?
Yep, I did.
How's the stacks?
Marion's got 6 million, the other guy's got 8 million.
Ooh, very tight then. 8 million, 6 million. Marion's got 6 million. Antonius has got 8 million. So slight chip leader for Antonius from Cyprus. And I've been told I've got to go and play golf in Cyprus.
Right, is it nice?
Well, there was somebody on the rail who was rooting for his friend and said he's been playing golf and he's down to 16, which is very, very good. And he said, where do you play? I said, the Old Links in St Anne's. He said, I played that last year. I said, well, what, mate? You should have sent me a message.
Jamie opted to float here with his 9-7, now picks up gut shot and fires. Chris, that's quarter pair on the turn. Heart's still ahead of all of Jamie's bluffs. Jack 9, Queen Jack, Ace Jack, this type of stuff. Ace Jack probably going to free bet though the open from the small with the button game on.
Midi's just trebled.
Oh, treble. What did I miss?
Set of 2s on the flop. Teddy came for one hand during his break.
Yeah.
Pulled up a grand. Had top pair and flush draw missed, and C1 had. We didn't see his cards, but C1 came and Mini's set of 2s hold.
Have you answered Kev's question about the 150?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it has. We are the apps. It has got a little bit quieter. We had Pan in seat 1 that was creating a lot of action for the table before he left. I think the rest of these can all play. You never know. TJ might be back when they back up the high roll. He's got heaps as well. I reckon he's got about 500,000. TJ.
Really?
Yeah, he's got a stack of 25k chips when I was out there. And the 2 hours ago, previously, I went out and had a little one around the high roller. DD had about 500,000 on the table, and now he's got about 150k. So I don't know if TJ's David Doherty's been on the end of a TJ, but it's going to be a fun one tomorrow. Really looking forward to the day 2 of the high roller stream.
He might be out.
He could. He might be.
You know what he's like.
Yes, Mike. He did double and then left. Towers giving him the red card. Put the comms cam on, gave him the red card, said you're banned, you're not coming back on the cash game stream.
No, there was a reason for it. He waited until the bonus hand, and then won the bonus hand, and then he immediately stood up.
At least could have put like a little £200 splash pot for the table or something like that. That would have been like a little touch.
There we go. So yes, there we go. Mini has got all his money back now. So Mini's just about got it all back now.
Yeah, Mark here. This is probably just going to be a free bet for us. Oh no, he's going to call. Oh wow, he's folded. That's Mickey that's called.
Mickey's in one.
Hey, yeah. If I'm Mark there, Tower, like we've already seen Jamie get way out of line in the small line. We've got King Queen on his direct left. Might just happily free bet that one, but decides to take the tighter approach. Maybe to do with his stack size. Looks like he's got just over £1,000. Checks over to Mitch, who should be firing here. Multi-weight. Oh, it hasn't checked over to Mitch. Check to Mickey. Mickey fires for 100. Now action is on Mitch, who won't be going anywhere here with his top pair. He'll make the call. Jamie out the way with the King 3. Seven of hearts on the turn. Mickey does pick up and down now. Yes, if you go back about 45 minutes when Pam was sat in seat 1, there was 3 pots in a row. We had a 4k pot, 5k pot and an 8k pot, all in succession. 3 huge pots all in succession about 45-50 minutes ago, I'd say. Maybe a bit more, but you'll know because Pam was sat in seat 1, not Mickey. Jack of hearts on the end. Mickey, river in the nut straight. Backdoor hearts does get there, however, shouldn't really be too many 8x of hearts. It's going to be in there. Mitch is in the straddle, so maybe 4x of hearts as well. But still going to be happy to go for value here.
300 is the bet.
And Mitch does have the King of Hearts in his hand, Tower. We know he is capable. Would he ever think about turning this 10 into a bluff here? But once he postures like this, it's just always going to be call or fold. Don't think he starts posturing if he's thinking about the bluff raise. So thinking about the hero call here. Well, I guess we do beat some front door clubs.
Does he pay him off? I think the answer is going to be yes.
5 to 1 on the call. It just looks so value-y here, Tower. That's the problem. It's one of these situations where, like, it looks like our opponent wants to get paid, and Mitch just realises that Like, if he's got a bluff, why would he go quarter pot here on the end? Surely he's going to size up, try and make it harder for us to call.
He looks like it.
And Mitch does come to the correct decision on the end. Nice fold.
He's old at me, okay?
No, I get it. That's what I said. I often get either 18 or like 20.
Sorry, what's your name? Oh, he's old at me, okay? Now we know. So how much older? What's the difference?
How old do you think I am?
I'm 30.
You're 50. You're 53.
There's 30 years difference between us.
You got it very wrong.
Doesn't matter, forget it.
26-ish. Okay, it's better. 23. Not in my 30s.
You are like college graduate, something.
Graduate.
More than.
The folks are watching then, yeah. See, on my post Christmas. Hey, you know. Playing 9 tables this year.
I'm in my 30s. I'm 33.
Chris Watts, makes sense.
You said it too. You do look, I think you got a baby face in some parts of your
I
face.
just have a lot of grey.
The grey doesn't help.
It's just for men, mate.
Yeah. 23.
I've never found a grey hair yet.
That means you're going to go bald instead, which is way worse.
I've got good hair. I mean, I think I have grey.
Remember that rock on your 6 Mario
What a Mario.
Ace Queen for Mickey, 3 bets to 550. 10s for Chris.
Not going to go anywhere.
Seat 5 going nowhere.
Just going to play flat here, Tower, I assume. No, rips it in, 8 point. So Mickey's working with 2.1, so he's just going to rip it in.
Yeah.
Effective stack, not 8.6, 2.6.
Yep. Ian Roberts, good evening. Good to have the stream back, probably rewind an hour or watch later. Well, if you rewind it, make sure you got Pan in seat number 1. So there's a bit of a rant as well. But seat 1, make sure you got Pan in it because he's quite active.
Yeah, so 50 bigs effective, just happy to say it in as
Indeed
Mickey.
it.
With the ace queen, flops a wheel draw. So ace queens and 4s working for him. Going to need to find
And doesn't.
10s.
Is it once or is it twice?
Looks like twice.
Yep, twice it is.
The pair keeps holding versus the overs.
Can they do it for a second time? Wow,
Oh,
yes,
that will do it.
indeedy.
Running Jack 9,
Oh, yeah,
running King Jack.
that's it.
Well, that's the best card in the deck. Picks up double gut shot. King or a 9.
It's not.
7 of clubs, so
Double bubble.
Mickey gets felted and Crispy
And I think he'll be standing up now.
up to 11.5k.
2 full buy-ins.
Well, Cope stays there.
Yeah.
Masseuse stays there, so I'm guessing
Get off me, I'm going for some money.
he'll be back.
Rest of Manchester looking like this if you fancy a trip to Berry New Road. There it is. Wednesday we're on the 8th of Feb. Thursday we've got the Eye Roller Day 2. We start at 2:30 tomorrow, so make sure you come and join us from 2:30 where all the giveaways will start. Oh, yes. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday we'll concentrate on the main event. We have plenty to give away.
Friday won't be much concentrating on the main event. That will be giveaway day. There'll be lots of fun stuff going on Friday.
Oh, the wheel. Sunday we'll be playing the big one. We're still heads up in the mini.
So Chris 9-4 off here is in the straddle, guys. Hasn't opened from gun. Jamie opening king queen from cut off here. And Chris G here with the 10s. 50 straddle is on, so only working with 36 bigs here versus cut off open. Could just happily free bet get this one in with the effective stack size in question.
You know what, it doesn't surprise me that much. He's thinking the grand old age of mid-30s to be able to win like that.
Chooses the shelf
Yep,
for 38.
the 10s again.
And that will do it. Jamie not going to be calling off with king queen. Don't expect Jamie to be calling off with king queen, but he's thinking this one over.
Somebody told me to play aggressive.
Maybe thinking that once Chris jobs for 38 here, does contain a lot of pairs, maybe 7s, 8s, 9s, 10s. Thinks that he's just going to be in a flip situation a lot of the time, but I think if Chris is taking a shove there with 10s, he's probably going to have ace king and ace queen in there as well. And Jamie does let that one go.
Thanks for letting me live.
And then Sarge, what's the button bonus about? Basically, if you win a hand in the small blind, you will receive what is on the button. When it is one, then everyone puts £25 in the pot, the dealer puts that on the button, and then every time it's your button, you need to add £25 to the button.
Still heads up in the mini. I'll let you know when that finishes. Antonius heads up with Marianne. Unity, there's Jack. There's 10. Could be 3 betting.
Hijack versus cut off here. Going to be continuing the mark. Suited ace 10. Might veer more towards flat here. They're going to make a very disciplined laydown. Correct on this occasion, was in dominated spot. The ace 10 suited. Must have known.
Oh, wow. Mitch has them both strangled.
Yeah, and this is a dream. Already spoke about this spot when we wake up with a credible hand in the small blind. It's just a lovely situation for us here. And Mitch free betting to 750. Nice big sizing out of position. Just north of 4x. And back on Jamie. The ace jack suited. Like usually here, expect him to come along. Ace jack suited, but just depends how deep we are with Mitch. I'm not sure if Mitch's stacks at 3k. I think he might actually have a little bit more. We'll have a little quick count when the camera angle pans around. Well, I'm guessing he is deeper than what it says he has, as Jamie has peeled it. Yeah, he's got 4 1k chips in his stack. So Mitch is working with at least 4k behind. So Jamie's call here, ace jack suited, perfectly fine. Go to a flop with position and gets a lovely looking one. Flopping top pair, top kicker. Out of position here for Mitch. Rainbow board, dicey path here. Once Jamie does call our free bet. So we're going to start with a check and expect Jamie to put some chips in the pot here now. Free bet coup, rainbow board, not going to go too large, I don't think. We are going to elect to fire, but going to mix in a check here with the top pair.
4 of diamonds as well, now just cements his hand a little bit more.
Yeah, now mandatory delayed c-bet. Like, don't mind the check some of the time, but do need some check backs with some of our top pairs. But once checked to us twice now, it's just a clear value bet for us here as Jamie. Fighters for 650.
That's
just
all
out
for
there.
Mitch. Nice hand for Jamie D.
Got another 3 hours to go this evening, guys. Finishing up at 2 AM on stream, as we are back tomorrow at 2 o'clock for day 2 coverage of the high roller. We'll be streaming that one down to a champion. It looks a really good field as well. I've had a little look around the tables. Think it's going to be a cracking day tomorrow on stream. Giveaways galore, high roller coverage, and stream kicking off from 2:30 PM. And Mitch now opens to 150 on the button. Defend in the straddle from Jamie with the king deuce. And does flop bottom pair, but Mitch smashes the life out of this one. Pair and flush draw. So going to be happy to put chips in the middle. Fires for 150. And Jamie with his bottom pair, happy to check call. Oh, this man is on fire this week. Just smashes the turn. Deuce of spades, giving Jamie trips. And now Mitch checking behind, and a king on the river. Just gets better and better for Jamie here. And going to go for the check raise, but it goes check, check, and Jamie shows the king deuce, which is good. And Mitch is like, have I lost this one versus this hand on the flop? Tower always says it's a form game. Jamie shipping the mystery bounty earlier on this week and flying in this cash game session up to 9.4k. Him and Chris B, the big winners so far. Midi started off fairly bad, but managed to treble up and is back in it. I think he's only sporting a small loss now. Mitch flew out the traps, was winning 3.5k early on, but then lost that huge pot to Pan, and then ran the 3-barrel versus Jamie that didn't go to plan, so a few grand down for Mitch as well. Still plenty of play left in this one. 3 hours on stream, and then I'm sure they'll be continuing into the night.
Play like 2,000, just lose 2,000 with still, just keep it fair. We have to play 5 hands, yeah, like 5 hands. Oh yeah, whatever you want. 4-4, yeah. In case you get busted in the first 4 hours. No, you flip it, just take it. I know, we just start with holding.
So Aces making an appearance first time today. LJ in under the gun, making it 75. Mitch just flattened the jacks in the calf. Well timed flat from him. The potential for a big pot here. Only single raised pot, but 2 very strong holdings. Both players with the overpair. 10-8-8 rainbow. LJ's going to have the overpair advantage here, but I guess Mitch as the caller going to have slightly more 8x here. Hands like 8-9 suited, 7-8 suited, 10-8 suited, maybe even Jack-8 suited. He wants to get involved with Ace-8 suited as well, although we blocked that from our perspective as LJ. Small bet and a call. 4 diamonds on the turn. So I think I'm LJ here. I am just happy to go bet, bet, bet. Obviously 10x going to be in there that we can get 3 streets of value from, potentially.
Send me your details, I'll send that now.
I'd rather play 2 times.
There's the bet and the call. It's a deuce of spades, and it's not been Mitch's day. Started well, but After flying the jacks here, just don't see how we're going to be able to fold river. I think this is just always going to be bet call. LJ may even go for value with worse hands like ace 10. So just going to be a bet from LJ and a call from Mitch. Can't see how Mitch can fold this one. I know we can see he's got the second best hand, but surely we have to call. The way this hand's played, we just flatted pre. We're a bit under rep with what our hand looks like from our opponent's perspective. Still obviously beat bluffs, and maybe there's some worse value in there. LJ might choose to go bet with some ace 10. And goes for 400 on the river and a quick call from Mitch. He's actually probably lost minimum there. Literally bare minimum lost from Mitch Johnson. Money saved is money gained. Could have lost a much chunkier pot if he did elect to free bet that spot. Just choosing to flat and call all 3 streets. Loses bare min. Kev says, just seen this, the midi at the open is a 40k starting stack. Not sure what the structure's like, but going to have lots of numbers. 30-minute clock. Let's have a look. Let's have a little butchers. There we go. There it is. Mystery Bounty, I reckon, will be a great turnout as well. I think that's going to be a big field. Mini will be huge as always. And then obviously the big one, Millie Guarantee, UK Open main event. Satellites running most nights for that after the festival kicks off as well.
I don't want to say what happened because you didn't want to say it. Well, for your sake, I don't want to say what happened.
Well, I'm shocked to see this from Midi in the small blind with the queens and the bottom game in play, just choosing to limp in, and surely going to be a limp raise now. Versus Jamie, and it looks hefty. That looks 6x. We are out of position, so obviously do want to choose the larger sizing. Or 525, okay. I thought that was 625, but 525 goes for the 5x. Don't mind it at all. And Jamie calling with his suited wheel ace. These two are really deep. That midi just smashes the life out of this flop. Queen, Jack, Jack, Rainbow. C-bet from him. Unfortunately, Jamie not going to be able to continue. Does have backdoor clubs, but at least I think want a gut shot or something to go with it. Oh, he is going to float. Tricky customer, Jamie. And first I've seen him play tower, but
playing well.
Seems like a very tricky opponent. Midi with the snap check on the turn. I don't know what the turn is, but just the snap check over to Jamie, trying to make it look like he's a lot lighter than he was. And we're gonna
800. It's a blank 5 of hearts.
Yeah, and I think this is just always going to be cool here, tower. We're blocking, obviously, the Queen X. We're going to get the money from Jack X on the river regardless. So just keep some like King 10, 10-9, this type of stuff in there. On this occasion, afloat. Now we're praying that we're up against the Jack X, but Jamie is going to check behind and he sees the ladies, and Midi takes a nice one.
Absolutely. Chip counts in the mini. Marion has got 12.5 million. And 3 million to Antonius at this moment in time. 12.5 mil to 3 mil. Antonius has got 3 mil and Marion has got 12.5. So there's been a bit of a swing.
What did he say?
I don't know if has he done the UK Open, Ian? Well, check it on anyway while he quickly nips to the ladies. 30,000 starting stack on a 40-minute clock all the way through. The yellow writing is the UK Open. So 40-minute clock, 30,000 starting stack, plenty of play in the UK Poker Open, 1 million guaranteed.
The poker stakes have been a lot bigger than a massage. Yeah. In general, from what I've experienced, they are today anyway.
Yes, Trev.
Yes, Trev. Big TR, as he bust out the eye roller, he could be taking a seat. Seat 4's empty, Trev. Get yourself in.
UK Open's going to be held, Bozface, in Coventry at the CBS Arena, formerly the Rico Arena.
Yep. Indeed. It's going to be a big one.
We're playing his house yesterday, so or like 2, isn't it?
Yeah, I think Trevor's just wandering about. I don't think he's sitting down at this table.
What's the button again?
Might have even just busted the eye roller and just come
Yeah.
and had a little look what's
He's
going on.
walking around with a pint in his hand, which means to me that he's bust out the eye roller. Oh, we'll have a quick check, we can. We'll have a quick check. As it still heads up in the mini. Big chip leader is Marianne Dumatrish.
I didn't do many things quietly, did I?
Eye roller, eliminated players. Let's have a butch. Stato,
I know you love me, really.
Andy Hume, Maxine Farner, Trevor Reardon.
There you go.
There you go. Francis Oberdon, Hendrik Getchy, Tom Hall, Louise Leith Lambert, or Louise, sorry, Danielle Nodger, Francis Oberdon again, Brandon Shields has gone, Twan Lee, is that Jamie Lee?
Yeah, that is Jamie Lee.
Francis Oberdon again, Wadey, Steve Warburton, Simon Higgins, the Mad Turk, all gone. There are 35 players left at this moment in time. 35 players left. There could be 20 buy-ins tomorrow. So that is the update in the main. The mini is still going on. The eye roller is down to 35. This is a cash game. Yeah, and I've not seen Carl for a long time, have we?
Yeah, Mickey goes for the stab on the end. But for that price, Chris not going to be folding the nut high hand, even on a 4-liner to a straight. Quickly calls with the ace king, and it's good. See, mate, on a row with his beer there. He's talking to seat 3.
Yep.
He's the one that called me with 5th pair the other day.
No way.
He's the one
Let
who
me
put
go and
me-
get him.
He's the one that put me
Let
in the
me
bin.
go and get him.
Sent me spinny, he did.
Alright, top that is called. Not seen him for a long time. Don't know if I packed up playing or just plays a bit of private nowadays. But was great on the tour, Mr. Marinols. Second in the first ever GUKPT back in 2007.
So Jamie really come to play today. 3-betting the +1 open with a 7-5 suited. These two are really deep as well. And kind of an action flop. We've got middle pair versus 2 overs and gut shot and backdoor flush draw. So Jamie going big hit, close to 2/3, firing for 300, and Chris with the check call. 8 of diamonds is a spicy one.
Ace of hearts turn.
Now Jamie going for half, just less than on this ace turn, which is supposed to be a lot better for us as the 3-better than Chris. Maybe going after some of the 9-8, 10-9 suited type holdings like Jack 10, Jack 8 suited. Jack 8 suited probably not going to appeal, but even some hands that like float hit, Queen 10, King 10 with backdoors, this type of stuff. Did actually have the best hand, but does get Chris to fold the Jack 10. Cardsmith hand breakdown J from the 5th pair call hand. Open button, small blind call, big blind call. I have 7-8 of clubs. Flop comes Queen 6. Queen 6 4. Queen 6-3 comes Queen 6-3, 2 spades, 1 club. I continue. Call. Turn comes a 6 of spades, completing the flush, bringing us an up and down. So it's Queen 6-5-3, 3 spades. I size up on the turn. He calls. River comes the Jack of diamonds. I go for it on the river with me 8 high. Takes about a good 10 seconds, and then eventually calls and spins over, and then spins over the 10-3 of diamonds for bottom pair on Queen Jack 6-5-3, 2 of 3 spades, and the whole table was just like, what on earth just happened there? And I was just wrecked me, just ruined me. A nice little rhythm going up until that point.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, but that was the hand. Cardsmith unfortunately couldn't get through. I guess he just thinks I've got a lot of bare ace, bare king of spades that just going to be free barreling, blocking the stronger flushes.
And Dave Nicholson says, who won it when Carl finished second, the first ever GUKPT? That was Praz Banzi. First ever winner of a GUKPT back in 2007, February it was. Carl was second, Praz was first, part of the hit squad together, first and second. Ten-eye flop. Bit of action. Jamie top, Mickey top pair, decent kicker.
Need to work on your tells, Jay, says Cardsmith. The funniest thing about that hand, like, I probably bluffs like my ace 3 with the ace of spades, my pocket 4s with a spade, maybe like ace 5 with the ace of spades. Like, he actually loses to a fair amount of my bluffs as well. That's why I was just shocked with the hand I got called by. But you just say nice hand and you get on with it. But loses to a fair few of my bluffs. Fortunately, I had one that couldn't beat 5th pair. That's how it goes sometimes. Don't get caught bluffing, you're not bluffing enough. How are we doing, Sabria Bass? Evening, gents. Made it back finally. 3 days, sat in the port of Calais. Nightmare. Yes, Jesse's fella is still in the mini. He's got the chip lead as well.
Yeah, 12.5 million to 3 million the last time we saw. about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, an easy value bet here for Jamie. Once turn goes check, check. Like King X of Hearts can be in there, but we can go for a lot of value here versus worse 10x as well as some 7x as well. Non-believers, got to think about what hands we'd have here as bluffs. Some 8-9 suited, some front door hearts, Jack 9 suited, Jack 8 suited, all this type of stuff. So can plausibly rep a fair amount of bluffs in this situation. So goes large for that reason. 800 into 1.2, 2/3 exactly.
And we got a champion in the mini, Marianne Dumitrash.
Ah, he's won. What a comeback. And $1 million. And $1 million free-handed, didn't he? He said he...
Yep, he was short stacks out of the 3. He was short stacks out of the 3. Then he won a little pot off Antonius, and then he actually took Rich Kelly out.
Oh, okay.
And there were like 2 chips in it. Jacks against 10s it was.
Ooh.
And Rich was out in 3rd. 2nd, eventually, it was Antonius on a free out for 26,000 and change. And for £38,140 and the trophy and a big kiss from Jess, Marianne Dumitrash. Well done to them. What a great effort. Great effort. 579 runners for a mini. 579.
750.
759. Not 579, 759. Still amazing. Jack, Jack, 2 flop. Nice flop for Midi. Bit of flush draw for Mitch.
Yeah, Midi straight off the bat. Going for the check raise. He's in Mitch's C-bet. Ace of clubs would be ill.
It's a diamond's turn. Check mark for Midi. Club on the river will be ill. Might not be too big with being a pair board, but Mitch doesn't want to see a club.
Quarter pot on the turn from Midi.
Yeah, I don't think he's calling. I think he's going to get out of the way. He's going to call.
Offsuit 3 would be the ill one tower.
Yeah, likes the club as well.
6 of clubs.
6 of clubs brings the flush for Mitch.
And I think with the flush completing now, tower, we're going to be going pretty large here.
Yeah.
As Midi with our ace jack. Say that. Looks small. Is that 500, 600, 700? And gets the snap call from Mitch. Brutal river for Mitch on the end. Maybe Midi going after some ace X there, perhaps at floated flop. Maybe thinking that Mitch going to have more ace X, only 1 jack left in the deck. Obviously can still have flushes himself. Really small size on the end. Got the snap call from Mitch. Potentially larger sizing would have worked as well. Good turnaround from Midi. Started the session in the hole pretty early. Let's turn things around the last few hours.
Queen high flop, Queen 4-5. Up and down straight draw for Jamie D.
Yeah, not too much going on for Chris here. Backdoor straight drawn, just 10 height. Got small blind. Potential to win the money on the button. Goes for 140 into 210, so 2/3 on the Queen 4-5 from Chris here, out of position, and Jamie not going to be folding here with the 6-3, and I'm going to elect to raise this one, and does take it down with just 6 height.
So live stream of the cash going on until 2 AM. Couple of empty seats if anybody wants. And we're playing short-handed.
I think it's not long till the high roller bags tower, so
Yeah.
might have a few.
That's when the players come in. What's Mitch got from Uncle Monty's?
Half hour ago, he would have just got in before they closed.
Ah, yeah, that's true. Yeah, closes at 11. If you want to get Uncle Monty's for a bite to eat, van straight outside. That looks like a pulled pork baguette. That looks unbelievable. Ace, King, Queen, flop. Well, at the moment, it's every flop smacking midi in the clock, so that could be another one.
Well, midi should be very wide there anyway, towering the small blind. We've seen him play a small like so aggressively when folded to, other than the one time he limped queens and it was a well-timed limp, but
Up to 10.
Jamie can't do anything with 7 height. Howdy then, Rhythms. Good evening. Jamie in the small raises to 75, and Mickey here, Jack 10 suited. I'm going to choose the 3-bet this one. And quick fold from Jamie.
Indian Rhythms, hope things are good. Live stream from Manchester this week. Hope you are good. Ace 9-7, 2 clubs, the 7 deuce game, but nobody's on it.
So Chris going for just over half here. with his bottom pair, and Mitch with the gut shot. I'm going to take the aggressive route here, choosing to check raise, makes it 350. And bottom pair, no kicker here for Chris. Awkward spot, really draw heavy board, so many bluffs out there on this one. The ace 9-7, countless straight draw combinations as well as front door flush draw. But really tough task continuing there with the 7 deuce, even with position. Jam, cool, that would be one of the masseuses in the room.
Cara.
That was Cara.
From Halifax. Proud of it as well. I'm from Halifax, me.
So LJ and Mark both leaving us
No way.
with 7 players. The thing is, like, as a poker player, Tara, as well, it's like it takes a lot to recognise when you're maybe in a game that you think you're maybe a bit outgunned in, or you don't fancy yourself. To actually stand up and just say, yep, that's me for the day.
Yeah.
I'm going to...
600 actually, because there's nobody in seat 4 for a long time.
I'm going to give it a miss and come back another day when I think the game's got more potential to win money. And
yeah, 6 players. 6-handed.
Well, Terry's still here. Terry will come in on the next break. He's still got his seat in 4. Still 7. Trust me, TJ will be back. It's just not at the table at the moment.
Still in the eye roller, one of the chip leaders.
Well, that was about 45 minutes ago.
Yes. That could have all changed.
Mitch in the small calls the 45. Chris completes for 25 more, and Middy gets to check his option with the 10-9. Top pair, middle pair and under pair. So Chris with the best of it with the king 8. Nice one to potentially mix into top pair check with this 8 of diamonds in here. Just going to come out firing, trying to get some value from his hand. Plenty to get called by on this flop. Plenty of straight draws out there. Front door flush draw, 10x and 6x all going to come along. Middy choosing to raise his middle pair here. Makes it 250. Chris making the call. The top is the pairs, 2 of clubs on the turn. I'm probably going to go check fairly often here now, Tower. After Middy
Indeed.
does get called once raising. We'll be aware that Chris could definitely still have a king in this spot.
6 of clubs pairs, brings a flush draw.
Goes check. And king 8 going to be good for Chris. Like, I don't know, can we have a value bet there perhaps? Do we expect Middy to over raise 6x here? Middy's never going to check back king jack, king queen once it goes limp complete and we're in the straddle. So like, we chop with all other king x, and I expect Middy to probably double barrel on his club draws, so maybe could have small bet that river. Just because we chop with all the other king x, because king jack, king queen shouldn't be a thing, because Middy's going to raise that pre after a limp and a complete into his straddle, and then probably going to be double barreling when he picks up clubs on the turn, so I shouldn't really have too many raises with 6x. Do you want a water?
Yes, go on then. Yep. Mitch Johnson's been eating that baguette for 25 minutes. It's not going any smaller. Yeah, great food at Monty's. You are not wrong. Super feedback for Terry and Uncle Monty's.
And if you are coming to Manchester and you want any recommendations, let me know what you fancy. I'll let you know. I've had about 30% of the menu already. Going to try and work my way through it. Got 5 more days. The chicken tacos are really nice as well. They're nice. They're really good, yeah. The sub was nice. Mac and cheese nice.
I'm going to... Cash game on till 2 a.m. Six-handed cash. Anybody want a seat? Ladies and gentlemen, anybody want a seat? We're on till 2. We do have a champion in the mini-main. Marianne Dumatrash. We're winning the title and £38,000. Four, 7, 6 flop. Chris flops best, but turns Chris G turns best. Chris B in seat number 5.
And now goes 2/3 on the turn, and Chris B going to be calling, especially after choosing to check this one back. And a 5 of spades on the river, so ace-10. Chris G. We're going to take this one versus the 9-6 of Chris B, and it's actually going to go for value here. Fires for 225 with the ace-10. Tough spot to call. Guess backdoor diamonds could be going through his head. Maybe Chris picked up backdoor diamonds, fired, and now firing again on this river. Still do beat all the ace high, king high type holdings. Well, he was actually in the straddle here, actually. Chris G, I just realised that. Or was Chris B in the straddle? Raised to 75. Okay, so Chris B's opened 9-6 of hearts under the gun, and it's actually Chris G in the straddle. So I think we're just going to have to let this one go here, Tower. Like, he's got all the straights, 8x, 3x defending in the straddle, and there is the fold from Chris.
Nice fold. Live stream on until 2 AM. Cash game going on. 600 at the minute. Anybody want a seat? Anybody at all? Jay reckons it'll be full when they bag up in the eye roller. That's what Jay's saying. They're all going to turn out for a game.
I've got just over 2 hours left. Like, it'd be nice if a final hour and a half is a bit of carnage for everyone.
Yep.
It started off fun, to be fair, when the table first started, and we had a couple of unknowns on here, and sometimes some fun players can just do the trick and spice up the action.
Indeed it. And that's what they did.
So Jamie just takes the initiative with the 8-5, gets it through. Chris G here has to be continuing in the small with plenty of money on the button.
Absolutely.
Raises the
King
jack
high
7.
flop.
And going to be his for the taking. Just going to be c-betting this one, and should be the end of the hand.
Wins the button. $600 cash game going on. Welcome to Manchester's GUKPT. Live stream starts tomorrow at 2:30 in the afternoon. The high roller.
Makes it 100 from the small blind. Midi calls for the Queen 8 suited. Jamie's in with a 4-3 suited.
Oh, Queen 9-6, 2 hearts. Yeah. There is action.
And top pair for Midi with a flush draw, and 4 high flush draw for Jamie. Checks through 6 on the turn. So Queen 8 still good here for Midi, and probably happy to fire. No, we're going to check. Guess will be some 6x that Jamie does have here. Deciding to check here with his top pair. Jamie going to take initiative here, firing for 200. Guess we'll have the most 6x in the straddle. Chris with the call. Midi
Midi
going
with
to
the
do the
call.
same. And it's the 4 of diamonds on the river. So it's actually picked up a bit of showdown now, so may just happily check. And the Queen 8 of hearts for Midi is going to be the best hand.
Midi goes queen. Takes a small pot.
I think for the quality, Michael, I think it's great pricing, to be fair. I think it's perfectly fine for the portion size and the taste. Paid £150 for some tea in London the other bloody week.
Blame the missus.
£10 for a burger, especially what they're like. I think it's great.
Yeah. I'm not too sure it was a quarter of an ounce burger.
Think about the small size.
That's pretty small. I've never.
Top 2, not going to get any action from it though. And just a wry smile again, saw the 10-9 of hearts hand where he didn't get any action. Seems like when Mitch is flopping strong, no one has got even a smidge of it to continue. The times that he's running it, people are at the top of their range. It's just been one of them days so far for Mitch. There's still plenty of time to turn it around.
How are you?
Just over 2 hours to go in our live game.
Indeed it, indeed it. There's the Madri. He's had his pulled pork baguette and chips, and now he's on the wash it down with the Madri.
It's a down payment, Mitch. It's a down payment.
Keep playing, Jamie. Do you want to
Yeah, they wanted to make the game better. They could have just paid playing.
Jack 10 for Midi. On the button makes it 75. And Jamie here. With the small blind game in question, I'm just going to be 100% free betting this one. Suited wheel ace makes it 400. Nice big 4x sizing out of position as well. Like this from Jamie. Even without the button game on, this is just going to be mandatory free bet as well. But even more reason with that dead money on the button.
King 6-6.
Loves to flop a flush draw, Jamie.
Indeed.
Going to be really small size here on King 6-6.
250.
Yeah, 30%. Does get that one through.
See you with the button. Anytime. Lucky guy.
There are seats open if you fancy it. So you can see top left. The mini main is finished. Well done to Marianne.
Everyone else went like jam against this guy who made 5 up. I'm like, no.
I haven't been doing it against
Been getting some coaching from the other half, perhaps.
Absolutely. You can just imagine the household every night, can't you?
Well, that's why he was so paid. Yeah. Ah, right. I don't know what the fuck you
You run into it.
Of course he did. Yeah.
You get a trip off, don't you?
Should we 7 deuce 50 then? Because it's only 5 of us. Yeah. Easily, if we're playing this deep, right, 7 deuce 50. It's a great side to deal.
Yes, Dennis, always on a 30-minute delay, whether it be tournament or cash game stream. So these are the pictures from half hour ago.
Come on, Craig. This is a good game.
Indeed it.
No.
Evening, Dennis. We'll see you up in Edinburgh later in the year. First 2 weeks in May. There might be news on a golf day poker night coming in Edinburgh very soon. Oh, we're chatting with a couple of guys at the UK
really?
Poker Open.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
You're going to have a little meeting?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Am I invited to this meeting?
We're having a meeting. You'll just turn up and play.
All right.
All right.
I'd like to know the
You'll
ins and
get it.
outs, though. I'd like
Golf-
to at least be on the board.
Golf, poker, no rain is on the agenda.
So what do you mean we're doing it when we go to Edinburgh then?
That's the first one this year might be in Edinburgh.
But you said no rain.
Well, it's always rains in Edinburgh apparently.
Always.
We could be discussing at the UK Poker Open a golf day poker night stroke in Edinburgh. And more to follow during the year.
Queen Jack for Mitch in the small blind. And we've got the 100 straddle on for the first time today. Jamie getting the 100 on for the table. Mitch makes it 300. Midi calls with the 5s, and Jamie's in with the 7-5 off in the straddle.
Ace 10-7, 2 spades.
It's a nice one for Mitch to see bet on here. Ace high. Good for us as the open up. Queen of spades in there and equity to the nuts in form of a king. Plays for 400. And Jamie has caught bottom pair. So he's going to make the call with position. 8 of spades on the turn. So Mitch now picking up double gut shot and third nut flush draw here. And just sitting here with queen high versus the straddle. So could potentially see a second barrel here, Tower, with just the queen high. Just go after all of Jamie's one pair holdings. 10x, 7x are in a horrible spot without a spade. Just going to have to fold. Like ace-x potential to set up a 3 barrel versus some ace-x holdings. So it does go for 700 here on this 8 of spades turn. And just Jamie can't call here, continuing with the 7. I can't see him putting another penny in this pot. Maybe what's going through Jamie's head, this is a card that he expects Mitch to have a lot more checks on than bets. Wow, he just rips it in.
Jamie says.
With the 7-5 off. And a snap fold from Mitch with the Queen Jack.
Wow.
Just goes after it.
And he did do.
Just went for it. Wow.
No, if it has anything, you're dead. You gave me this,
Jamie D, Jamie D, Jamie D.
Said he's come to play today, but I was not expecting that. I was just expecting the snap fold on the turn, but decides to find the jam instead. And if he gets snapped by Mitch, he's just toast. He's going to be dead when Mitch calls. But fair play. It takes a lot to be able to put in a significant amount of big blinds as a bluff, especially as a raised bluff as well. Queen for Mickey raises to 150. And Chris, easy free bet for us here on the small. Well, the 50's on here. Chris has 44 bigs. Dependent how much is on the button tower. Like if there's like £400 or £500 on there, I'm just going to take this as a jam off of 44. But I'm guessing there's a little bit less. Doesn't actually look like there's too much on there, around £200. So just going to choose the free bet here to 480. Could have definitely gone larger. closer to the 600 mark here in the cash game. But chooses just north of 3x, and we've got Chris here now in the big blind.
With the 10s and the decision.
And this is an awkward one, Tower, because with the button game on here, maybe thinks that Chris is going to be lighter than what he should be here from the small, and does just come for the cold 4 here with the 10s. Makes it 1k. Now Chris not going to be able to call his 5-bet shove or fold here. Haven't got the stack size to be making the call here with the ace queen of hearts. This is cut off versus small versus big, so I think he may be happy to take the ace queen suited here. Additional bonus of what looks about £250 on the button. Does go all in, and a call from Chris with the 10s.
Off we go.
Chris has been in here before, ace queen versus 10s. Ran it twice, he won both for a 5k pot. He's likely going to strike twice. Can he do it again? Already won 2 boards in this exact scenario.
I think it's twice. Wendy's in the background. Hi, Wend! 8-5-4, clean for the 10s. Completely.
There's once more, Chris holding with the 10s versus ace queen.
The pocket pairs have done well today.
Yeah, they've literally, the overcards, like in these situations, the pairs have just been holding up.
Do we survive again?
Looking that way.
Yeah. Normally fills up on the second.
Well, there's a sweat. And no good. So 10s once more for Chris. There's 2 5k pots he's won, all in pre. 8 10s versus ace queen. Run it twice both times and won both pots. 4 out of 4 boards.
Chris G looks like leaving us.
Hold in Lee. Lee Ham says
The hat's gone, the coat's on, the pockets are empty for the day. Chris G, out of the way.
Yeah, Lee Ham says, for your information, Chris G, Chris B and Jamie have quite a bit of history, often play a lot in Manchester together.
It looks like the local lads do. It does indeed. I thought that myself.
Yeah, and this doesn't really look like an appetising table now, Tower. If I'm there and I look over at these 5, I'm not too aware of Mickey, to be fair, but he hasn't really got majorly out of line. Hasn't really done anything that seems erratic. So if I'm just glancing over, I'm not sure it would be the most appetising table to take a seat on. But we'll see if we're going to be 5-handed until the high roller finishes, or whether someone will take their seat at the table.
Will we get lucky and get more players in the mix to finish off the evening?
All going right for Chris B. Kings now facing the open from Mickey, from the small blind as well, more importantly. Button money on. It's just so hard to give someone credit in these spots. So running pure here, Chris. Yeah, Mickey's not going to be folding this one, Tower. Perfect sizing from Chris, like the 4x out of position. Ace-3 suited here. Yeah, like it from Mickey. Nice hand to mix into the 4-bet bluff range. Like it says, we're under the gun, but we're actually effective cut-off. Dead button this hand, and Mitch was effective button. So effective cut-off versus small blind here. This isn't the worst candidate to mix in a 4-bet bluff with, especially with the dynamic in question, the small blind winning the button money. So just mixing this one in as Mickey. I think this is fine, Tower, once in a while. And now back over to Chris with the kings. Yep, you got the goods, mate. And I think this is just going to be 5-bet. Don't think that we're going to be getting dicey out of position. There's the 5-bet shove and a quick fold there from Mickey with the ace-3 suited. Love the play though.
Very nice indeed. So unfortunately for us, 5-handed, we might get a bit of action. You never know. And as Jay says, will we get seats filled up when the high roller bags and tags?
Chips on feature.
Chips up feature. Let's have a look at the eye roller, see what's happening in that. We've got a winner for the mini mean. Well, 30 players made it through
In the high roller.
in the high roller.
Should we have a look who it was?
So we could have 50.
Our PK's probably out there getting chip counts for us right now, actually.
Yeah, actually.
I haven't seen PK
The
in 15
last
minutes.
couple of eliminations were Brandon Shields, Hendrik Getchy, John Kitchen, Chris Wood, Tanley, is that Germany?
Yep.
Lewis Spencer, is that the dancer?
It could be.
Stato and Cal Morial.
No, that's Louis Spencer, isn't it, the dancer?
Oh,
I
is
think
it?
it's
Was it Louis Spence?
it is Louis Spencer, right? We
There
were both
you go.
wrong. But we got to the right answer
There you
together,
go.
that's the main thing.
And Cal Morial last down. So it looks like there's 30. I think they're bagging up. We'll soon find out if PK is doing some good names still in though. John McCann's still in. TJ, Dave Doherty, Barry Grime,
Bowie Effect, Andy Wilson.
Andy Wilson's in the building. Oi, oi.
God, that's a table. Grimo.
Can we have that table tomorrow?
Yeah, God, look at that table.
Let's have that table tomorrow, please.
Dave Doherty, Grimo, TJ, Bowie Effect, John McCann.
Yep.
Chips.
Raymond
feature.
Cassan, Keith Johnson, flipping heck. Tom Hall, Danny Laidlaw, Robbie Bull, Simon Higgins, Matt Davenport, Dooley.
Oh, God.
Flipping heck, who's playing this high roller?
They're all here. Mad Turk.
Ben Jackson, Leo Wellington Lees.
Mark Dyson.
Who pulled the 10k?
Yep.
He pulled the 10k. Did Leo.
John Eames.
John Eames.
Jamie Nixon.
Wow.
There we go. Who's on the final one?
Yeah, it'd be 4 regulars or something like that. You know,
No, not in it. Oh, Jack Hardcastle.
yeah, Colin Gillen.
And then no one else. I know what a table draw for Colin and Jack that must have been. I don't know any other player on Jack or Colin's table.
Wow. So there we go. There are some of the names that have made it through. Looks like made it through. We'll get a full chip count from PK during the next hour or so. And bring the chip counts to the high roller, which we will be streaming tomorrow.
Will we?
Well, the high roller? Yeah. Shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
Shall we come in a bit later and start the high roller at 2:30?
Yeah, we'll start at 2:30. Saying that, we had 106 entries in London for the high roller and started at 1:30, and we didn't finish till 1 in the morning, didn't we?
Yeah.
1:30 in
Yeah.
the morning, because they've got an additional 2 levels on the structure now, which obviously changes the duration of the tournament. Play 4 diamonds.
I'd rather do that anyway, to be honest. I'd rather 2-week pregnancy. You're good for it, 50 quid a day. I mean, it's winning, so it doesn't matter, does it? It's no rush if you win it. Yeah, essentially. I mean, I've never seen you before, so...
Show you what's cool. They're the legs. Show you what's coming up from Manchester Thursday, 2:30. The high roller, day 2, starting at 2 o'clock. And 40-minute levels. If you're buying tomorrow, 100,000 starting stack. What are the lines when they come back?
That's a good question. I don't know. I will check that.
I don't know. The 2 o'clock start for the live stream. The high roller, day 2. And then Friday, Saturday and Sunday, we concentrate on the main event.
Let's have a little look.
Have a little look. Morning, the Preston Pixie. How are we doing, Gary?
Tournaments, high roller, structure. They're going to be coming back at 4K, 8K tomorrow, Tower.
Queen 2 Queen. Here's the flop with 500. So Jamie D with the King 9, 375 to call. I don't think he's going to be making the call. Mitch Johnson. Oh, he has made the call to see what he's got. And the Ace Jack. Jamie thought he might have not on any Buster flush draw maybe. So he does pay him off.
When you spell
500.
Can you then? Yeah. Dribble, yeah. Dribble when I'm at the takeover. Did not say he was going to play.
Barry's stood over back door there. He stood by the door. Yeah, but he. Oh, yeah. So, I mean, it doesn't mean much though. He could have done it half an hour left. I mean, it's in half an hour. It doesn't fill up. So we could just make the game smaller and fill it up.
You're in the mood for that bit.
Make it big.
Yeah.
Well, otherwise it breaks, right? So I mean, it's one or the other. I mean, I'd rather go to bed. Yeah, I'd rather play PLO. I mean, we can't send people from hold and maybe we play PLO. We could turn this to PLO. I don't mind that.
So they were talking about changing it to PLO.
What is it? How much is it? 50.
50. We upped it.
We did, yeah, right.
Well, that was fun.
Well played, mate.
Well done. Thanks. I would play PLO if I can reset that.
Yeah, sure. Hey, take a back. Take your initial line. Play properly. Give it 20 minutes after the high roll. Yeah, okay.
Get a pint and start chatting.
Have a drink, baby.
There's one way to make this a good game, isn't there?
Win the button, yeah.
Still raising and taking at the minute.
What did you guys win I had to play off? Today?
Queen definitely queen of spades. Got the room.
That was value damage, yeah.
Wait, see if you can see my cards actually. That's what I'd do with your hand if you can see my hand.
Shit.
Show me.
I've got one of those anal beef things. They're really good. Yeah. Second hand.
Minute with the Queen, Deuce gets out of the way, Jamie D, raising, taking it at the minute. Hiya John, watching in America, whereabouts in America are you John? Hope you're well. Hope things are good young man.
That's it.
We're going to re-watch it. There was an hour where we had 3 massive hands with C1. Play 1 or 3 pots and then got up and decided to do one. But we've had some good action, but now we've gone a bit stale because it's 5-handed. We've had raise and take last 3 hands. What are we good, John? Is it Vegas? Is it Florida? You're over in, where are you? Hoping to get to Vegas in the summer for a bit of WSOP action. A little break in Florida. Fantastic. Good stuff. Hope you're enjoying it. In Florida and Miami. Myself. Loved it, loved it, loved it. 2 separate visits. Always nice to get over. Have a great time, John. We're back with the high roller tomorrow. We're going to confirm the time because we've got a bit of confliction going on. So we'll let the guys tell us what time we're finishing tonight and what time we're starting tomorrow. Very shortly, but we are 500, so we're not going to miss too much tonight.
It's not the most lively game now.
Not now.
It was.
It was. It's been good yet again to start a live stream week for Card Room Direct.
Get ready to win. I think it's because I'm such a good actor. Yeah, that's why. We get some players, please. Right. Yeah, start off, mate. I'll play. Jamie Lee, you've got to go to desk for your first bite, they said.
So confirmed for tomorrow, or are we still waiting?
Just waiting a couple of minutes, and they'll let us know what is happening.
I've got to change my alarm from 1:45 to 1:45.
Have to change the breakfast menu as well.
It was funny the other day. I was, I think it was a Sunday I got here, so I'm outside the hotel waiting for the Uber to the casino.
Yeah.
And Rich, Kellett, and little Danny Laidlaw walk past the hotel and they're walking to the casino. And I go, the Uber's here for a minute. And they go, you're getting an Uber? And Kellett goes, you're not real, mate. He goes, you're not real, mate. And then the funniest thing is, there was a bit of traffic down the road, and as I got out the Uber at the casino, them two were just walking up as well. I'm not good at saying no to. I went down that road, I ended up in 17 shops, that's the thing. Come in, have a look. Yeah, alright, I'll have a look. Turns into a 2-hour walk into work. Chris in the small after the button.
Oh yeah, this is it. It's over, it's over. This is it, lads. Go on. Pop your details in. That was the entrance music. You say you don't want me to send it because if I catch you out, you want to have it back so you can put it back on. So you're saying,
Okay.
So we're streaming from one. So
Yeah.
it starts at 12:30.
It's a 12:30 start. We have a confirmation that the high roller is actually scheduled on the app as 12:30 start. And we've got it down on one of our templates as a 2 o'clock start. Okay. So we would have been in for 2:30 obviously. But because it's on the app, it's 12:30 and the players have seen it on the app as 12:30. Quite a few players thought it was 12:30 start, which is fine. It just means for us, obviously, finishing at 1 after all the setup and then starting again at 1 o'clock tomorrow. Our last hand tonight will be 1 AM. So it's still been a fun 6.5 hours of streaming. But we do finish today at 1 AM and we're back tomorrow at 1 PM with the start, because in the club it will start at 12:30. So we'll be here for the start of the high roller, so you won't miss any action. So we'll be here for the start of the high roller that starts at 1 on the stream, so you get notifications. If you're subscribed and you follow us and you click it, you'll get a notification on Facebook, Twitch, or on YouTube as well. And we're back in the building at 1. Can you please just set your own?
Yeah, I will. I'll make sure.
Do it.
I'll do it now. Let's have a look.
Are you one of these that has like 6 alarms at like 103, 108, 101, 114, 120?
Yeah, you could see. I'll even show you, Tara. These are my alarms that all across my phone. Yeah.
Oh, no. Get away! No way! Oh my days, you could just see this phone. So the last hand for us tonight is 1 AM, and then we start tomorrow at 1 PM.
Now we got a game.
Here's Boz.
Even though you got position, I think I just think just randomly this one's
He'll have been happy with the results in Manchester today. He'll have been to the match actually, will Boz?
Yeah.
Boz would have been to the match.
Yeah, go on then. No then.
Stato just going to sit down, I think he's bagged up.
Somebody else is there, but
I don't know if he's going to be playing, but
got it all in
Connor in the background.
Really nice fold there from Mickey. Just looking at the action on the red up. Folds the two pair on correctly. Nicely done, sir.
I was one up. If I'd have had one better. Do I need to? Shall I buy into the button game? Like how much is it now?
We're doing small line window.
Yeah, it's 25. So if I say 25,
And 7 deuces 50.
and that's it. Okay.
Bother with that at me. One of those like that. Mad. The app is mad.
So Mickey's pulled up next to 2.5.
Because he said that you play fucking 1-2 mix with like around his 60 quid a piece.
The last hand for us is at 1 AM.
You get 25% rate.
Oh, a good stream on the cash. And then we're back tomorrow at 1 PM.
So why is it 5 to 4? We're playing 5 times 25. £50.
With the start of the high roller, we'll get you the chip counts before we close in half an hour's time of the runners that have made it through. Looks like about 30. And there'll be buy-ins tomorrow. How many buy-ins tomorrow?
17.
I'm going to go for 12.
How many entries was it today in the end? 70.
71, I think.
I don't like 70s games. If you're playing it, you might as well make it work.
76. 76 it was.
It's hard, right?
And we will have full chip counts and all the players that made it through before we finish at 1, guys.
Indeed.
Either way to win. You won't win, you look awful. He's winning, isn't he? Oh yeah. Fence up their ass.
So just over half an hour to go on the stream. And then back tomorrow for the high roller that starts 12:30 in the club and 1 o'clock on the stream.
I reckon that's a yes.
If you was in a film and you needed someone to play you 10 years younger,
What, Beavis?
Oh, fucking hell, he is good there.
So Stato, Andy Hume does come to the table. 9-9 ace flop. Chris King Queen of Diamonds.
225.
Didn't have 7 deuces. Yeah, that's a bonus.
75 off. That's 7. I think I'd win that one. Somehow. Yeah. No, he jammed on 7.
Did he? How was you? What did you have?
I had a good shot and a queen afterwards.
Why did you do that? Throw it on, does it?
Is it tower commentating?
Huh?
Is it tower commentating?
I can't have a good hand there, no. Possibly, I got that small blind too. Better today. Managed to have one bluff up there.
Oh, yeah. You bid for one bluff?
7-9 deuce flop.
I'd bluff king queen as well.
It's a bit closer, so down that line. Checking your price indicates.
Some hand that.
There we go, big winner, Chris Speed.
Indeed, it's actually 5.
And Millie with a good comeback.
I reckon this needs to go to 50.
He's around 5k down pretty early on. Sporting a 3k win now. Jamie Dwan, fresh off his mystery bounty victory. 7.3k winner so far. Just over 30 minutes left of our stream today.
So it's a form gaming tournament that runs some to cash. Confidence is high.
Not bad for you. Yeah. Safe. Fold.
What is it, dwarf over there?
Yeah, I was looking for it. See his name on the list somewhere.
Choosing to 3-bet the King Jack. It's met instantly with the 4-bet. Millie with the goods. No action with the aces.
Chips, feature table.
Chips, please.
I'll play it again with the arms actually. Look playing darts. The arms. I don't know if it's from darts. I don't know.
So just over 30 minutes to go today. Finish at 1. Live stream tomorrow starts at 1.
Raise to 150 from Mitch and Stato. Going to be 3-betting this one. Around 600, 4x hit. Button versus small. Exit 650. I've already seen Chris Cole for the 7 deuce once today. But gonna think better of it this time. Should just be going Stato's way here versus Mitch. Very good friends off the table, both Mitch and Stato, but no friends at the poker table, as we all know. Stato getting that one through.
Oh, 50's there.
Oh, do they? God, nice. I like that. So everybody puts 50 on the start. Oh, I like that. That's cool.
50?
I did have a good hand.
There we go.
Yeah, I thought you might be on that one.
There we go.
Chris Williams. Look at Andy Wilson. Oh, the
Ramo
Maui
as
effect.
well. Up there, Mike Allen. TJ, still with the $500,000 he had a couple of hours ago.
Johnston did. Dr.
Perfect. Someone's up there, yeah.
The Mad Turk. Jamie Nixon, well done.
Yeah, nice little filter.
Matt Davenport, John Eames, John McCann. Tom Hall.
Queens.
Some good names in there. Leo Withington Lease is on form. Should be a good day. 27 names there. 27. Plus buy-ins tomorrow. Should be round about the 50 mark.
It's good. Looks like it's going to be another good day for the high roller.
Afternoon, Tom, or good evening, or good morning, whichever you want. How are we doing, Tom? Congratulations on your win.
How you doing, Tom? Yeah, well done. Didn't take him long.
Not even spoke to him. Not even had a chance to have an interview with him or anything. I pulled him out for the app.
I thought he was done for, Tower. As soon as you mentioned the first weekend at the Vic, you went, Tom's going to win something this year. I'll tell you, he will win something this year. I thought Tom was done. I thought he wouldn't cash another event for 6 years. Thought the Tower box was in place.
Absolutely, I can see it. I can smell a good in the mile off. Well done, Tom. Still not a chance to have an interview, not a chance to have a chat, not going Tom's just yet, nothing. Picked him out as a winner. Boom, goes and wins.
Oh no. See you, Minnie.
Quick draw for Chris B. Another pot going his way.
You're
30 minutes to go to the end of this live stream for the cash.
you 3. I just send you 3 now.
And we're back tomorrow at 1 PM in the club, ready to play. The high roller will be here live streaming from 1 PM. Is that midi cashing out?
Looks like that way he's counting his chips. Doesn't need a rack.
Yeah, I'm alright, mate.
Grabs them all in his hands and off to the cash desk.
There's a chip.
Yeah, there's a little fiver. He's going to do himself out of a fiver.
There's a chip there, there's a fiver. Who's going to nick it? Who's going to take it? Which one?
35, right?
Who's having it? They'll stick it in the pot, that's what they'll do.
So yeah, it's breakfast first half 10.
Oh, he's left it. Oh, there's a tip on the table. Oh, the dealer's found it. Well done, dealer. Well said, dealer.
We're going to have some action here. Got button open from Chris with 9s and Jamie 3-betting the ace king from the small.
Right,
Going to lose Mickey and Mitch and back over to Chris, who always going to be continuing here. I think this is just going to be a flat tower this deep. They think about the 4-bet because of the button game in question and probably expects Jamie's 3-bet range to be wider because of that. But we are just mega deep here with the 9s. But he is going to 4-bet. He is going to go for the 4-bet and going to be met with the bad news because Jamie's just been major aggro here and I think he's always going to 5-bet here. Button versus small, and then we are in a really tricky spot. Just Chris with the 9s, where we do have position, but these two are just so deep here. Both 400 bigs plus to start the hand.
He's got chunks in the roll. It feels like he should sit out the high roller now and lock it up for tomorrow.
And there is the 5-bet from Jamie. And a quick fold from Chris. And that's why I much prefer flat as well, tower. Like, we just then get to see a flop with our pocket 9s with position. The times that we are met with a 5-bet, we have to fold a pretty strong hand in a 5-handed situation. And now Jamie just takes that with the ace king and the button money. Good to see what I will say from Chris, the snap fold, like he'd already made that decision when he 4-bet that he was going to be folding to a 5-bet with the 9, so didn't get caught up and potentially make an error. Do love that from him. think I might have just flattered there for the reasons how deep we were and the way Jamie's been playing. Could definitely have a 5-bet in there as he did on that occasion, but did have the goods as we saw, the ace king. 25 minutes to go today.
Blind on blind action.
You give me details, yeah?
Say again?
You give me details.
I've sent it.
Send it, alright. I haven't checked.
Just check it.
So Midi is out.
Alright.
Midi's not there, so we're back to 5-handers again. But we do finish in 23 minutes. Bang on 1 o'clock, and then we're back in situ tomorrow. Bang on 1 o'clock. We'll be ready for the action.
Is it still going? I think so. There were so many people watching it that they kept it running, I think. It was legit fucking thrilling.
It's 200.
It's 8-9 flop, 2 diamonds.
Just going to get out of line. We've seen it so much from him today. His timing has been on point, makes it 450.
So well.
And Stato here, out of position, backdoor heart draw and gut shot here. And Jamie raising on the board that is supposed to be ours. Just going after it here with 6-3. Stato makes the call. It's deep with gut shot and backdoor heart draw.
King of diamonds.
Jamie does have the 6 diamonds. Is he going to use that to be barreling on here with just 6 height after choosing to raise the flop? The way he's been playing, I wouldn't be surprised, but he's going to decide to check behind on this occasion. Deuce of hearts on the river. Stato just sitting here. Queen high. Probably doesn't expect this ever to be good. Let's check it over to Jamie. Anyway, we can win this one is from firing. We do have that 6 of diamonds in there, making it less likely. Stato does have a bluff for Jamie. Jamie just checks behind. And Stato going to win with the Queen 10.
Stato gets some chips over the line. So the last 20 minutes of the session, we are 5-handed. Live stream finishing at 1, and we are back tomorrow with the high roller starting at 1.
You're calling if you've got possibly.
Small line last night? No, you weren't.
That what's on all of this? Actually, that salt and pepper chicken breast, actually, it was decent. I'd give it a 6.5 out of 10. I wanted to call it. So, a few things on there I want to try, actually. And I'm sure I will throughout the evening.
Any big plays, lads?
We saw
Stanford.
Yeah, we saw Mitch run a big 3-barrel versus Jamie on 3-bet the King Queen, 7-4 deuce rainbow. Jamie flopped top set with pocket 7s. Mitch barrel, come jack on the turn, bringing backdoor clubs, Mitch barreled again, and then it paired the deuce on the river and went for like 1600, leaving himself 900 back. Jamie shoved the Mitch, obviously folded. That's probably the biggest move we've seen today. There's been some big pots though, don't get me wrong, there's been some hefty pots. There was a flush over flush, Pan versus Mitch for like an 8k pot early on in the stream.
King on the turn for Stato and for Jamie.
Yeah, a 9.
Chop outs as well. The 9 playing at the minute.
Yeah, only 3 and an 8 to chop this one. Queen Jack on 10 wouldn't do it, but check on the turn. 6 of spades on the river. So Stato going to take this one. And once Jamie checks back turn, might even go for some small value here. Tower, go after some 8x. Perhaps some pocket pairs in there.
King 9.
Yeah, love it. Once turn loose, check, just going after.
Yeah. Snap goal from Jamie. Goal from Jamie. One sees the bad news. Red Tooth Wednesday is taken over. Where do you play, Luke? Give the pub a shout out and let us know where you play.
Just 2 tables left in the turbo as well.
Yeah.
See Rene's still in. Rob the Ras, I think, is still in as well. Is that in with the cap on?
Jamie Nixon is in the building this week. He's made it through to day 2 of the high roller.
Just over 15 minutes for us guys, and that will be it for us this evening, kicking off the festival of the live streaming with the cash game. It's going to be a good day tomorrow. Lots of giveaways and high roller action throughout. Chris in the small makes it 100. Nicky not going anywhere here in the straight up. Should be defending here with a suited king. Does make the call.
Yeah, I didn't want to take it.
6-9 flop. Top pair for Jamie D.
Yeah, a nice one to mix in a check with when we got the 7 here in between the 9 and the 6 and backdoor spades as well. Definitely a viable check candidate for Jamie to mix in with top pair. But now we are going to be trying to extract some value from our hand, perhaps go after some turn Queen X, hands like Jack 10, even 9X probably going to call once floppers check through. And, Chris will be calling here with a Queen 7, at least he should be. Check through flop, especially how Jamie's been playing as well.
He's throws a 175. Okay, in the turn.
Most certainly going to be going for value here, Tower, on this particular river. Once flop checks through and Chris is the original opener checks again.
It's a goal. Mr. Duan takes another. The Yeoman in Bristol. Big up the rainbow. Used to be a Gala casino, did the rainbow. Used to be a quality place down at Harborside. Shout out to Mr. Hyman too. Needs some run good this season, does Mitch. Will he be in Manchester?
Yeah, he's been here all week.
Has he been here all week?
Yeah, him and Migley, I saw them both yesterday.
Awesome.
Yesterday. Don't know if he's playing. He played the high roll on it today. Actually, they weren't here today because I was talking to them yesterday, and they were getting a lift back with Bixie. So they're actually not here today. They might be coming back down for the main on Friday, but I'm not sure. But they were here earlier in the week.
Okay. Good stuff.
I'm not sure, Ben. I could be wrong. I assume that was the turbo in the background, but if it's the satellite, it might be the satellite. I know the turbo's still running, but there might be a main event cash out satellite as well. Nearly there for this evening.
Yep, 15 minutes to go. We're 5 and live stream finishing at 1. Tomorrow's live stream starting at 1.
Raises the 75. It's raise and take on the button for him.
Just over 15 minutes to go, or just under 15 minutes to go tonight. Stato raising to 200 with Jack 8. One caller, Jamie. Wow. Queen, 9, 6, all spades.
And one on board for Stato, so don't need to choose a small size in here. It's going to be fairly small when we do continue. Looks like that's exactly what he's gone for. It's Alpha third, and Jamie going to call with his bottom pair.
4 of hearts turn.
Cheers, Luke. Glad you enjoy the coverage, mate. Make sure you come see us in Coventry once a group selfie. 4 hearts. Sato just going to be wanting to go bet with this hand. Still can plausibly get value from some Queen X, 9X with a spade, some bare ace of spades type holdings, or even like a 10-8, Jack 10 with a spade in it. But versus A6 specifically, not going to be going anywhere. So we might as well pull it up, as we've only got 10 minutes left today.
Where's this for?
UK Poker Open, CBS Arena in Coventry,
Is it?
kicking off on Sunday the 19th of Feb with the satellite.
Satellite.
Tower and I will be there from the 24th of Feb. We will be streaming a cash game on the Friday. Saturday, I believe we've got the Ladies Championships, Day 2, that we're going to be streaming. Sunday, Mystery Bounty, Day 2. And then I think the remainder of the streaming is going to be the main event throughout. So plenty of stuff going on the live stream whilst we're there in Coventry. But if you want to play yourself, guys, you can get in for cheap. There's feeders running from £1 to £5 to £30 to £110 to get yourself into a satellite for a £1,500 seat. You can check that all out on grosvenorpoker.com. Every Sunday as well now we have a 4K package running, free guaranteed 4K packages every Sunday on Grosvenor Poker. So what that gets you is 2 UK Open bullets as well as a GUKPT Cup seat and £450 in expenses. Them satellites run on Sunday. The daily satellites, the 110s, they run every night on Grosvenor Poker. Did you know that, Tower?
And if you like Jay and Tower thinks,
you can win some of those
there's
tokens.
going to be plenty to give away.
Tomorrow, giveaways will be kicking off. Got Stato here opening the Ace-10 suited, and Chris going to free bet the Ace-Jack. I'm assuming the 50 was on. Stato opens 250 from the small hit.
Anytime flop, 8-7-3.
It's not much for either player here. Just ace high for Chris. 873 rainbow, fairly dry board. Maybe happy to see bet this one small. Does go small, goes for 400, so less than 30%. And Stato here this deep, I think we can definitely take one off here. Got to remember this is small blind versus big blind. So with our 2 overcards and plenty of backdoor possibilities for Stato. Good to see the call from him. 2 of spades on the turn. It's not really changing much here. Just deuce of spades on the turn. Chris is still going to have all the strongest hands here, the aces, the kings, the queens, but I'm going to check this one behind to the river, which is the 4 of clubs. Probably just where we're going to see check here, tower. I think if Stato had like let's say a queen 10 or a king 10 with backdoors that he floated, he might be more inclined to bluff that, but mainly thinking this ace high can still show down well enough some of the time against hands like king queen, king jack, king 10 that just give up.
Confidently turn the cards over to Chris. So last 8 or 9 minutes to go of the day. Back tomorrow at 1. Make sure you stick on the subscription, click on the follow, make sure you've got the notifications set to on, and as soon as we go live you'll get the message. Hey, Tower J's live, let's watch. Whatever you might be doing tomorrow from 1 o'clock in the afternoon, we are here. Luke here says, I won't be here for the next stream, so this is my guess for Jane Tower thinks 1066. We'll write it down. Just in case. Because you never know.
So you give me the bigger roll thing PLO, you let it cash out Saturday.
Kangi's just asked me to screen Kangi. I don't think I can do it.
Will you play if you do it? No,
In Sheffield, so probably not.
I reckon probably 2, maybe 3 more hands, guys. Before we go, we will throw the high roller chip counts up one more time for you.
3 more hands.
As that is what we are going to be covering tomorrow. And it's a good field as well. Lots of good mixed bag.
Absolutely.
Chris raises to 125. Jamie defends the small blind with the 4 deuce suited. Finds the overcard to the freeze. However, is a board that Chris is going to have high frequency bets on here as the opener. The king queen 4-2 to a suit. It does start with half pot just below. And Jamie with a pair, not going anywhere. Quarter piece. You're going to see a turn. Which is the 9 of hearts.
Check.
Yeah, freeze with a heart, interesting one. Not sure if we're meant to just give up here, Tower, or if this is ever a barrel. In this particular hand, it's a 10 clubs on the river. So 4 deuce, Jamie is the best hand, and we're going to fire for 300. Gets it through. Did actually have the best hand.
Indeed, we've just seen it. The last couple of hands of the session, and we're back tomorrow at 1 PM for the high roller day 2, all the way to crowning a champion.
King 9 on the button. Jamie opens. I like the dynamic of the button game now. It changes drastically. Like at the start of the table, we were full ring, so there was always at least £200 on it after someone won it, and then it was more difficult to win because obviously we're 8-handed. You're going to win less pots 8-handed than 5, and we had the big blind at 25. So now that we're playing auto 50 straddle, there's not actually as much incentive to win what's on the button. Simply because they're only putting £25 on each, so it's 125 minimum rather than 225 what it was before, and the big blind's now 50, not 25, so there's not as much incentive to win it. Obviously there's still situations where we can play slightly wider, but now that we're playing with a 50 straddle on, like Mitch here with the 8 deuce can just get out of the way.
So we'll get one more in.
Should we do one more, Tower?
We'll do one more.
We'll do one more.
Jamie
just got all with queens.
Just the queens.
Get the comms cam back working, guys. Just for the close up. This is going to be the last hand for us today, and then back tomorrow, bright and early, 1 o'clock on stream.
Bright and early, ladies and gentlemen. Bright and early. Don't be late. Stick the notifications on. Make sure you get a ding, 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 ding. The live, the boys.
Socials down there, Grosvenor Poker, Facebook and Twitter, /GUKPT, YouTube and Twitch. You can hit subscribe or follow, depending on what platform. And as Tower said, never miss a live stream then. It will pop up on your phone and you can be tuned straight in. And you don't want to miss much coverage this weekend because there's going to be giveaways galore.
£3,000.
£3,500.
Oh yeah, plus your extra.
Yeah, probably about
nearly £4,000.
nearly £4,000. How are we doing, Stephen? It was an honour to share the felt with you the other day. What table was that, Stephen? I was on about 12 this weekend. What table? What tournament? Was it the mystery? Was it the mini? Was it bullet 1 to 5 in the mystery? Was it bullet 1 to 4 in the mini? Which one? I'd love to know.
Last stand, ladies and gentlemen, of the stream for tonight. We'll give you the chip counts of the high roller very, very shortly. Last stand of the session. I know it's faded off a little bit, but we are back tomorrow at 1. Oh, frozen again. Freezed again. It's one of those days, mate. One of those days. Force for Jamie Durant. Any action? Nope. It is not. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is it. So Chris Williams, 850,000. Andy Wilson, 705. Barry Grimes, 657. Top 3 in the stacks there. The 27 making it through all the way through down to Jamie Lee on 63,000. Ben Jackson on 87 and Tom McNamara on to 120. Buy-ins tomorrow should be between a dozen and 15. And we'll be playing down to a winner tomorrow. We're back at 1.
Yep.
So please come and join us. It has been another good day. This table will carry on for an hour or so, but we are finishing with the live stream. As you can see there, the graphics have stopped because we're back in 12 hours for more of the same. Please come and join us. Enjoyed it. It's been a bit of fun, and the cash has been cracking as always in Manchester. Looking forward to the eye roller. How many alarms have you set for tomorrow?
I've set just the 7. Stephen, I do remember you actually. You're on my right, wasn't you? My first bullet in the mini. I lost a big pot on my first table. I got moved to another table. I got there with about 5k.
Right.
And then I stayed between 4 and 8k for about 4 hours, just grinding. But then every time I got down to like 3-4k, I got queens. Doubled up through Stephen, and then back to like 8-9k, and it just kept happening. And I remember Stephen. Good luck if you're playing the main. We're back tomorrow, guys. We will see you on stream at 1 o'clock. Don't be late. Giveaways galore. We will see you tomorrow. Good night.
See you tomorrow.